Okay, and we should be live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dorkvision stream. It's been a hot minute, and we're back. The party has gotten out of Dodge. They have faked Zumasu's death, uh, and said goodbye to loved ones in the city, and getting out of there before war starts happening, especially since the Leaf Crown seems to have incited some sort of martial law on the place while war is looming. Um, you guys stepped out on your steeds, most of you on your steeds, um, went past Fort Salacious, saw the sort of uh, atmosphere there. Seems a lot more warlike, and they're a lot more pro-war than Allure itself, because it kind of directly affects their market. Then you guys headed into the swamps of Mullig Moor in order to fulfill a long ago promise to the town of Keever's Baile to rid them of their boggle curse. Um, and in the
Burn the
Promise?
town to the ground.
yeah, I mean, lift the curse, burn the town to the ground.
Sure,
What's the
same thing.
difference?
But before that happens, we have something else happening.
Indeed. I gave you guys a neat little tree to look at, and you guys looked at it, and, well, that was the first mistake. Because it turns out that the tree was a giant baobab-looking thing, but its eight limbs spun around and turned into eight Hydra heads, each with a reptilian sort of face covered in bark, and a mouth opening wide into, like, a greenish tongue.
Said yes.
You just said yes.
To the story.
Just said yes. You just fell for my trap. My
Yes,
tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and proper way of doing improv. Damn it.
Okay, and that's actually where we get right into it.
Because you stepped a stupid tree.
Stupid tree.
The tree spins around and roars at you guys. You can feel like the ground almost tremble beneath you, and some of the plant life nearby starts to waver a bit. And it's going to attack Mao with surprise. Meanwhile, let's actually go to the battle map.
Nice.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
this
that
one.
doesn't look appetizing.
Okay,
Oh, cute.
so let's, well, not let's, I'm going to roll for your initiative, because it's a bit easier this way. Aha! Okay, so everyone is surprised. We will progress to the creature. Okay. During its
That's
turn...
right. I totally saw this shit coming, you idiot.
Well, that's true.
I mean, I did too, but Mao didn't.
Oh, that's right. Actually, Mao, you get to attack it, because you straight up triggered this by attacking it. So actually, you can make an attack. It's not going to be a sneak attack, really, because it wasn't a vital area.
Did I go through? Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, that hits. Okay, you deal an initial 10 slashing damage to the creature. Okay, so, at the start...
And now I get my ass kicked.
And now you get your ass kicked. The Hydra rears back its heads and starts to bite you with each of its 8 heads.
Oh, damn, that's a lot of heads.
The first attack is made with surprise, so that one's going to hit for 11 piercing damage. The second attack deals 14 piercing damage. Just let me know if you need to use any reactions, I guess.
Do I even have a reaction?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, sure. Another attack has hit you. This time for 8 piercing damage.
It's like a flock of chickens came down and they're all pecking at me.
That one misses. That one hits. There it is.
Is that the last head?
It's 8 piercing damage. Yeah, there's 3 more to go.
Okay.
However, those heads are going to cease for now. And does it need to do anything else? Sorry, this is an unusual Hydra. Okay, yeah, it's good. We go to the top of the round, and fittingly, Mao, it is your turn.
I'm gonna fucking disengage.
All right. You begin to disengage as the head starts snapping at you. You take a few hits as you backpedal away from the creature through the thick, swampy water. It doesn't impede your movement too much. It's not that thick, it's just muddy. You might lose a shoe in it, at worst. Anything else with you? That was your bonus action to disengage. As
Hit it with Cinder Smite.
Alright, you pull out Cinder Smite, and... Sorry, I
Pew.
forgot how that looked.
Stupid fucking little fireball.
Okay, a 12 does unfortunately not hit the creature. The arrow whizzes past it. Anything else for your turn? You still have your movement, technically.
I'm gonna move back
Actually,
further.
Yeah, you just need to
Yeah.
make sure you don't move beyond your movement. So I think actually you don't have any
Okay.
more. Because the rest was disengage. Okay, at the end of your turn, Mao, it takes a legendary action. Yes, it has those. And it takes one of its heads that didn't attack and shoves it into the ground as it bends over, two of its other limbs forming like great like bestial claws on the ground. So now it's sort of a tree on its side.
Great, it's a transformer.
And it shoves one of its heads into the ground, and it erupts from the ground right near you guys. And as it does so, a swarm of vines covered with thorns sprout out, surrounding you guys, grasping at your legs.
Something like that.
Yeah,
What is this monstrosity that you've made?
I know, right? And what has this
What did you do?
combat wrought? Okay,
What
there
do you
it
mean,
is.
What did I do?
No, what did he do? What did you do?
Oh, you know. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna need each of you in that area, including Zamasu, to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm bad at those.
No, not +4, only for Boom Crash.
Yep. Okay, you all made it. You are not restrained. However, the thorns are difficult to move through, and you will take damage for moving through it. Okay. This creature is then added to the initiative, and it's going to go directly after Mao. And it's then going to attack one of you at random. I'll just do evens Amon. It's Amon. Okay,
It misses, thankfully.
it does
Right?
miss.
Lower.
Okay, and Mao, I actually forgot that there is an effect that you need to roll against. Can you make a Constitution save for me after you've run away?
Get poisoned.
Try.
Okay, that does not make it. So, Mao, as you walk away, you start to feel a little lightheaded, like there's something extra pumping in your veins that isn't supposed to be there. It's poison. You take 10 poison damage, and then you become poisoned for 1 minute. You
Can you let me know you're not feeling well?
I just vomit on the ground. Like, no, hand up. I got this.
and you
I have
can.
an anti-toxin in my pack.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That's
I
good.
can also use lay on hands for that.
For the others, they might need it.
All right,
Okay.
Boom Crash. It is your turn. There is a Hydra burst out of the ground, and you are surrounded in thorny brush. We also cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I just hadn't spoken yet. Um. Should I set it on fire?
Fire's nice.
I'm gonna try setting it on fire. So firebolt, and I think I might have 2.
Okay. No, you don't get 2. It just deals more damage.
Oh, okay.
And a 15 hits. A 15 hits.
Ooh.
You blast into the creature with fire, and it is super effective. The creature is at very low hit points. You blast into the thing, and the fire starts to spread immediately over its form. It seems like it's got this like sap on it that just ignites, and the flame spreads over it. It starts to howl in pain. Some of the brush around you as well is starting to, like, little bits of it are beginning to catch. It is just barely hanging on. Anything else for you, Boom Crash?
Nope. I'm not gonna move because moving is gonna hurt.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Boom Crash, it's going to use another legendary action.
Awesome.
And another head is going to burst out of the ground.
Oh, fuck you. Not fuck you, but fuck the creature.
Fuck.
It emerges, and it's right next to Zumasu and Mao. It's going to attack at random. Evens for Mao.
Can I, like, react to this coming out and trying to dodge?
You already spent your reaction, didn't you?
No, she chose not to.
I
But
saved it.
but it hasn't really done anything to you yet. It's actually attacking Zumasu.
Okay.
That's even better.
That's even better. Right. Another head bursts out of the ground. Brambles surround it. And
Yeah, that hits me.
yeah, it's gonna hit you. You take just 13 damage.
Okay.
And you are immune to poison, yes?
Yes.
Okay, then you are unaffected by its secondary thing. I'm also going to need Mao and Zumasu to make dex saves. Okay. You're
Is
good.
this magical based?
I mean,
It
they
matters.
look magical, but I'm going to say that it's like a physical thing.
Okay, I got pretty good though anyway.
Yeah, you guys
So, okay.
are able to avoid the thorns coming out of the ground and grappling you. However, it will still damage you to move through them. I'm just going to add this bad boy to the initiative. It goes right after Boom Crash. There we go. Zumasu, it is your turn.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a bit early for the combat tracks to stop going.
I'm gonna attack this thing that's in front of me. Draw sword attack. Achoo! Does that hit?
Yes, it does.
Sweet. Okay. I'm gonna add a smite. Does it count as fiend or undead?
It does not. Kidding me? All of my music has stopped. Well, it's not playing for me. Did you roll for damage yet?
It seems to be thinking. I'm having a little bit of a lag here.
Huh.
There we go. Divine Smite went through. Longsword should be going through in just a second. The animation's taking a second. Oh, how do I turn those off? Maybe that's why it's taking forever.
You can do that in the settings.
No. It's also like the Roll20 is really slow today. Like when I was testing stuff out earlier, I have no effects, and it was taking forever for anything to come out.
I did get a thing come up that I had never seen before that said, we use cookies on this site, do you accept that? And I was like, yeah. Like, is this new?
Okay, I turned off animated graphics. Alright, so the first one was the damage roll. So that's 18 from the first attack. It's 8 radiant, 10 slashing. Against the head next to me.
Okay. I got the music going from me again because I got in.
I didn't want to move there. I was just trying to click myself to make a second attack.
Okay, so that is, for the first attack, that was 18 damage?
Yep.
Alright, and that's on the head?
Yep.
Okay. You slash into the head, and a burst of radiant lightning crackles out of it. It howls in apparent pain, but it then just snarls at you. It is bloodied. There's a huge heft in its neck.
second attack. If it will roll.
We'll find out. Maybe it'll roll a 20. I'm sorry.
Well, I pushed it twice.
We'll see. We'll see. Ugh. Is there anything going
Man,
on with
it's
roll 20?
I don't know.
That it was taking a long time for anything to come up earlier when I was testing things out.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, wait. So, yeah, technically I critical failed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on their Twitter, so I don't think they're trying anything. Anywho, your next attack is dodged by the Hydra's head as it weaves around in like a spiral away from your sword. Is that it for your turn, or are you moving?
I'll take a step here so everybody's in my aura, if I can. There we go. 10 feet, everybody.
Okay.
Fun time.
You have moved 5 feet. You take 5 piercing damage,
Oh, okay.
just as the thorns are scraping at you, getting inside of the chinks in your armor and whatnot.
This is where somebody threw the frisbee into the poison ivy, and we have to try and retrieve it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how thick of a sweatshirt you're wearing, it's gonna get through. Alright. Zimoso, at the end of your turn, it does a thing.
Yeah.
What?
What's going on now?
A third head pops out of the ground.
Oh, sorry.
Boom Crash and Zimoso, I'm gonna need dex saves from you.
At least I'm in the area. Ah, god damn it. Oh, god dang it.
Okay, so Boom Crash and Zimoso, you guys are both restrained until you get free. The escape is 16.
For athletics?
Or acrobatics, whichever. But the
Okay.
vines have like coiled around you and have prevented you from moving. This head is going to come out of the ground and attack Boom Crash, because Boom Crash hasn't gotten attacked yet. And this Hydra likes to spread the love. Well, it missed anyway. Okay. The head ends its turn, and it's the Hydra's turn once more. It is going to just kind of pull its head out, like its neck out of the ground. The heads have like come off of its body, revealing just nothing underneath of it, and it starts to lumber towards you guys. Whoop, right there.
That's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, and
Kev Walker Hydra.
it is then going to launch its head's attack. It has 10-foot range. Actually, how far did it move? It's like right here. Okay, yeah, it can move. It can move another one. Okay, it takes another step forward, and it's going to unleash hell on Zumasu and Mao.
Oh, hi there.
It only has 5 heads right now on its core head, so it's going to do 1 attack at Zumasu. One attack at Mao. The one against Mao is going to hit for 12 piercing.
Let's uncanny dodge that.
Okay, you take 6 piercing instead as you duck out of the way of it. Another one for Zumasu. That one's going to hit Zumasu
Ow.
for 8 piercing. Let's do another one for Mao.
Nav's down.
Oh, darn, Zimasu's
No
not
way
even
you're
close
rolling
enough to
3.
do anything. Well, that was 6. And then one more attack on Zumasu. That is a miss. Okay. Mao is down, and the Hydra is rearing back. It takes its heads that are now missing, and it begins to grow as multiple heads spew forth from it, replacing the ones that it had just lost. It's going to regain some hit points, going back to full. and it now has a total of 8 hits once again.
Great.
Amon, it is your turn.
Okay, so obviously this is okay, I guess I should heal that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna walk out,
Okay.
attack of opportunities or whatever.
Yep, and it's also difficult terrain, and every 5 feet of movement through these vines deals 5 damage.
Oh, okay. So I moved twice, so I'll just take 10.
Okay. And then it's going to attempt to attack you. The head is, just because you just left its space, it does have a 10-foot reach. And it's going to think about it for a while, apparently.
Yep.
Unless it didn't work. I'll click it again. Oh, maybe it didn't work. Okay, so 21 hit you, I think?
Yep.
Okay.
My AC is 16 now, so.
Oh,
Things-
right, because you lost armor. You take 10 piercing damage as the Hydra snaps at you as you move out of its reach. You head over to Mao, and then heal her?
Yes. I'm going to upcast it. I'm gonna do Cure Wounds, but I'm gonna upcast it to 5th level, so 5d8. So 40 plus. What's the mod again? Shit. Why do I forget
Oh yeah, because she's down and you deal...
Yeah.
Not deal, but you
40
maximize.
44.
44. Mao, you are healed for 44 hit points.
Oh, damn.
Amon just touches your form within the piercing thorns, and you just erupt with like white light, and like it turns a sort of tinge of purple as you are brought back from the brink, almost violently so. Your body is wrenched back into the world of the living with 44 hit points. Okay, Amon, that was your action and some of your movement. Anything else?
No, I can't. There's no bonus action for me to do.
Okay. Mao, it is your turn.
Oh, going to
Stand up first.
stand up, and then I'm going to use Cinder Smite on the first head, like the major one.
The first head.
What does that
No,
mean?
you said there's like one that's specific that all the other ones are branching off of.
You mean the main body?
Well, it has like a trunk,
Oh.
and it's like leaning down. So it's got like 2 limbs, using them as feet, and then its like roots are encompassing the rest of its feet.
I'll aim for its body.
Okay. All right, that is gonna hit. And deal 10 piercing damage and 11 fire damage. The fire damage is doubled. So it's going to be minus 22 and then minus 10. Okay. Yep, it explodes inside of its body, and you move 5 feet away from the from your place. You're going to take 5 piercing damage.
So I'm going to continue moving, and I'm assuming I'm not going to take any effect.
Nope, as long as you're not in the area of that green stuff.
I'm going to hide behind the tree.
Alright, you can hide as a bonus action. Yep, you beat its passive perception by a lot. Okay. At the end of your turn,
Poison.
oh crap, I keep forgetting. Yeah, you can actually attempt a new save to get unpoisoned. And actually,
No!
okay, so you're still poisoned. And Amon, I actually forgot about this for you because you actually got hit. Can you make a con save?
Right. I'll do it.
Plus
Okay.
4.
Plus, you were within range, so actually that's a success. You are not poisoned and you take no damage.
Good.
Okay, at the end of Mao's turn, it... one of its heads buries into the ground. And it's going to reappear over here, we'll say. To back. No, to back. There it is. Okay, Amon. Just you are going to make a dexterity saving throw as this head bursts forth from the ground, creating another tangled mess.
+4.
+4, you
so-
are fine. And then it's going to make an attack against you. And miss.
Wow. Cool.
Okay. It's this Hydra head's turn. Now that it's in the initiative, it's going to attack you, Boomcrash. That is the initiative button. God damn it. Okay, 16 hit you, Boomcrash. Cannot hear you.
Yes.
Okay, then that's going to be 13 piercing damage, and then I'm going to need you to make a con save. Okay, you successfully resisted its poison, but it does take a chunk out of you, and it ends its turn. Boomcrash, it is your turn.
Can I firebolt it again?
Sure, this thing looks to be very weak. That is just barely going to hit. These things are slightly easier to hit than the Hydra itself. And, well, you dealt damage.
That I did.
Also, you're level 11, so that should deal more damage than that.
I rolled pitifully low.
I know, but it should deal 3d10s.
Oh. No, it's only been doing 2.
I'll update it right now. Okay, it should be updated. Okay, either way, it only had 1 hit point. The creature bursts into flames, and the surrounding foliage also burns away into nothingness. Okay, anything else for your turn?
Can I move over here?
You can. It'll just deal 5 piercing damage.
Okay. I'll take it.
Actually, I'm going to say 3 piercing damage, because you're, like, moving out of the center of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The end of your turn, Boomcrash, the Hydra is going to move and sort of, like, back up a bit. And then its turn. Zumasu. Oh, wait. Was that supposed to be that head's turn? This head's turn. It is going to attack you, Zumasu. Yes. And get a natural 1. It buries its face into the ground as you deftly dodge out of its way. Zumasu, it's your turn.
So can I attack when I'm restrained or no?
Yeah, it
The one
just
that
has advantage on attacks against you. Although, that wouldn't have hit
Okay.
anyway.
Okay. And I'll just attack the one that's next to me.
Fair enough.
When I hopefully miss a hit. I mean.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay, this hits.
That one does hit. Roll for that damage. You deal 5 slashing damage. Are you smiting on this attack?
Yeah, I want to make sure it's down. Thought I turned off graphics. Why is it so loading?
I don't know. But since you rolled 2 d8s for your smite, that is going to kill it. The slash goes right through it and severs its head. It flops onto the ground, squirming in a mass. And the rest of the vines fall dormant and limp, no longer grasping at you. It dies.
So I'm no longer restrained?
I'm going to say that you are, but you're going to have advantage on checks to get out of it.
Okay, I can't try and make an escape now, can I?
No, it takes an action.
Alright.
I
Yeah,
can
I
get
guess
you
that's
out.
Okay. It is the end of Zumasu's turn. How many actions is this? Okay, so it can't do that. It's going to use its legendary action, its last one, to make this head attack you, Zumasu.
Okie dokie.
One of its
Nope.
heads gets another strike at you, but you're just out of its range. It is unable to strike. And it's its turn. This thing's head's turn. And it's going to try and snap at you again, because you're the only thing within range of it. And it misses.
Yay! I'm glad I got the new armor, even though it's lower.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Does a 19 hit you?
No, it's
Okay.
the other thing wasn't masterwork. It was just plate mail is 18 AC, so it's good.
Okay. It is the main Hydra's
Or
turn.
plate armor.
It is going to... it begins to tremble, and its heads begin to undulate as they, a sort of like energy you can see coming up through its trunk and into its mouths, begins to engorge it, as well as the heads surrounding you guys. And then it spits out line of poison from itself and from each of its heads. One is going to go in this direction. Yeah. One is
This
going
is
to go
fun.
in this direction, and one is going to go in this direction. So I'm gonna do that. I think Boom Crash is the only one that isn't getting hit by more than two or more. So each of you is gonna need to make a Constitution saving throw. It's not Mao. Mao is
Okay.
hidden. And everyone's within 10 feet of Zumasu as well. Okay, so
Oof.
plus
Oof.
4. Ooh.
Does this count as magical?
So, it is. I'm gonna call this magical.
Okay, then I.
However,
should
you
be
do
fine.
have disadvantage on it. Because
Okay.
the way this one works is if more than one thing hits you, you have disadvantage. It's the same thing if more than one head bites you, you get disadvantage on con saves against its poison. So, I think everyone except Amon gets it. Okay, so Amon, you take half damage, which is always the thing you want to hear. And I'm going to roll some dice with the advanced die roller. Okay, 28 poison damage. Zumasu, you take none. Because you're that good, I guess. Boom Crash, you take 28. And Amon, you take 14.
Yee.
If you average it out, it's like you all succeeded. Okay, it ends its turn. Amon,
I say yee to you. Yee.
it is your turn, Amon.
Okay, let's see. Alright, everyone. Okay, you know what? This is looking pretty straightforward. I'm gonna cast Death Ward on myself.
Okay. You press your hand to your heart, and your body begins to glow with a necromantic energy, preventing you and warding you from death.
And that's it. Yeah, nothing else.
Okay. Also, I realized I can also do these, because I forgot about those until Amon remembered. Okay, Amon, at the end of your turn, the Hydra shoves its head into the ground, and a Hydra head emerges once again. Ew. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think everybody's on a grid now. Okay, Zumasu and Amon, you're already restrained, so it doesn't really matter. The Hydra head emerges and is going to attack one of you guys at random. Evens for Amon.
Wait, why am I restrained?
Didn't you...
No,
Fail-
I never failed anything. I haven't failed anything so far.
Oh, sorry. Then make a new save. This is why I should have been using the things. Okay. You are actually restrained by the new effect then.
Okay.
11 don't make it.
No, an 11 doesn't make it. It's a 16. Add this guy to the initiative. He goes after Amon. The numbers aren't sound, but either who. Okay, it's going to attack Amon, because I rolled evens.
Yeah. Surprisingly, despite going in lower in AC, none of the attacks have ever hit me.
Well, this one actually does, because you are restrained.
Oh, because of advantage. Oh, it's crit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-roll that.
Wait, can I impose
I'm gonna try to regular
disadvantage?
hit.
You can
Okay.
impose disadvantage, because you're within
Oh,
5
right.
feet.
Okay,
So
cool. Do that.
its head lunges for Amon, but you knock it away with your shield, turning it into a normal everyday attack that doesn't deal any damage. Also, I would like to note that the crit was the same damage as the normal hit anyway. Okay,
Yikes.
Mao, it's your turn. I've noticed that the combat tracker has left an extraneous orange circle, so I'll delete that.
Alright, well, from hiding, I want to attack. I guess whatever I can see.
You can see
That's
pretty
my
much
body.
everything.
I can see the big body, so I'll attack him.
Okay, you lunge out from behind the swamp tree and launch Cinder Smite's fiery bow towards the creature. And that's going to hit. You have advantage, and it deals sneak attack damage.
I forgot if we set up a thing just for sneak attack, because the bow can only have one. I got it.
Oh, you did. Okay, so that's going to be... so 21 normal damage, and then 24 fire damage. As you fire a arrow towards it, it spins like towards you as the arrow comes out of nowhere, and it strikes off one of its heads.
Come at me, motherfucker! I'm gonna run further into the woods to try and hide again.
All right, make a new hide check. Ducking further into the woods. Okay, that succeeds. Okay, at the end of your turn, Mao, it is going to create a new head that bursts out from where you were, from where it saw you last. It begins to look around for a foe to strike, but seeing... Well, I guess it'll just make a perception check. I mean, doesn't hurt to try. It actually does have a pretty good perception roll. Not very great
Haha!
in this circumstance, but it's looking around, and it can't find anything to attack. I'm going to add it to the initiative, though. Goes after Mao. Okay, Boom Crash. It is your turn.
Okie dokie. Which one of the heads looks like it's already taken a hit?
None of these heads. These heads are all new or unattacked.
Oh, fun. Gonna go after this one then.
Counterclockwise.
Okay, that's gonna hit. And deal 15 damage. Oh, actually, no, that's fire. It deals 30 damage. The Hydra head bursts into flames and is completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Blazing the area that was covered in thorny vines. Yeah, pretty good action.
Okay. I'm not moving, so I'm done.
All right. Zumosu, it's gonna be your turn. You are restrained by the vines.
So I have to spend a whole action to get out.
Hmm.
If I use my sword, does that help at all?
I'm
I mean, in this situation, kind of cutting myself free.
gonna say that's part of it. That would be an athletics
Okay.
check. Okay, yeah, you
Free?
escape.
Alright. Am I technically within attack range of either one of these guys?
You're within their range. I don't think they're within yours.
So if I move out of their vine area, I'm technically getting attack of opportunity from them?
Yes.
Yep,
Okay.
for both of them.
So if I move there, is the one on top technically going to swing at me?
Yes.
Yes.
If that's the case, then I'm just going to move over here anyway, so I'll just get the one attack.
Remember, it's difficult terrain, and every 5 feet of movement deals 5 damage to you. Okay, so that was...
So that's about 3. As I was here.
5,
Boop, boop, boop.
10, 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 15. You take 15 damage, and then the dude gets an attack of opportunity and misses. Okay,
Oh.
you're now pretty close to this dude.
Cool.
Unfortunately, that was your turn, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, it's this guy's turn. He can't hit anybody, so he just kind of flails menacingly. It's this dude's turn. Yeah. He has a full, Sorry, he actually has... He has 5 heads right now. Okay. So he rips his torso out of the ground where he was shoving it into the ground, causing heads to appear. And then he's going to start shambling towards you guys. Zimosu, you seem to be the target of its ire right now. It's going to make 5 bite attacks against you.
Oh, jeez. Ha! Ha ha ha! Okay, 1 hits.
Okay, 1 hits. Also, I would like to say, does a 21 hit you?
A 21 is my AC.
Okay, then that one does hit you because you are actually being flanked.
Okay.
Good times. Flanking, it doesn't seem to come up because we don't really
We
have combat.
haven't been using it often.
Yeah, but
Don't synergize.
new homebrew rule, it gives +1 if you're flanking a
Should
creature.
that be 27 damage instead?
No, +1 to the attack. So the bite that was a 20 and a 20, that one was a 21. So
Yeah,
two
no,
of...
but I mean for the damage,
Oh,
that
for
was
the damage.
13 plus the 14.
Yep, 27 damage.
Okay.
It launches this assault of heads, launching each head like a rocket towards you, just slamming into you. 2 of them find purchase and sink into your armor, but you're unaffected by its poison. At the end of its turn, it is missing 3 heads, and 6 heads burst forth.
I have a question. So this thing is as thick as a tree, right? So it's got like it's more than 5 feet.
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing.
All right.
Okay, so it has a total now of 11 heads. Okay, it ends its turn. Amon, it's your turn.
Alright. Looks, since I'm restrained, not much to do. I think I'm just going to cast Blight on the Vorvine Hydra.
Okay,
Okay, slots.
also trying to do some math in my head. It did regain health when it got some heads back.
Okay, it's going to be 88, so let me roll that.
It needs to make a con save against it, and doesn't it maximize damage against plants?
If it's targeted plant creature, it takes a saving throw with disadvantage
okay.
at Constitution.
Okay.
And the spell does maximum damage to it.
Well, it got a natural 1. So how do you like them apples?
Okay, so it's 64 damage straight up.
Its body starts to wither away. It hears, you hear this unearthly shriek as its head begins to just shrink and wilt, and its trunk dissolves into a thinner form. Bark is cracking off of its body, exposing this neon green energy flowing through it. It is officially bloodied. It did lose just one of its heads in this process. Okay, anything else, Amon?
I'm just gonna lean back and then realize it hurts, so I'm gonna stand up straight again. Alright, go.
Okay, at the end of your turn, it's going to move as a bonus or as a legendary action. It is doing so without attacks of opportunity, and it's this thing's turn. it's going to attack Amon. Doesn't like what Amon just did, and it has advantage against this dude. Okay,
Alright, it hits.
it hits for 6 piercing damage. And you're not immune to poison.
Yes.
So make a con
Constitution
save.
save. Okay, I'm good
Yep.
at that, apparently.
You're good at that. Mao, it is your turn. You are still hidden in the foliage.
I'm gonna move out so I can try and hit the body.
Okay. Alrighty. That is going to hit because you have advantage. And you deal 22 fire to it.
Ignore that.
Okay. I will.
I meant hit sneak attack.
And then 16 piercing damage. Holy crap. The creature roars in pain. The dryness created by the blight spell has just ignited completely in flames. The creature is now just actively on fire. One of its heads just like sloughs off from the ensuing inferno. There. Okay. Anything else for your turn now?
Can I just like duck down, try and hide in plain sight?
Not really. You're kind of exposed. You need to go near one of those trees.
Well, I've already used my full movement, so I guess I can just dash to the tree.
Okay. Yeah, so you won't be able to hide this turn, but at least you have some cover. Okay. It's this thing's turn. It wiggles about menacingly. At the end of that thing's turn, the Hydra is going to stick its head into the ground and create a new one. This time near Mao. Send it back. Okay. Okay, that's where I want it. Mao, make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, you are not restrained. The creature is then going to attack you. And hits you for 12 piercing. Which you can use your reaction for. Yep, you can uncanny dodge it. But you will need to make a con save.
No.
You are once again poisoned. In fact, I think you were anyway. Put a thing here to remind
Pretty sure
me.
it was.
Here we go. Okay, so you are poisoned, and this time you're going to take damage from the poison. 13 poison damage. Zumasu was sitting over there all smug, ignoring all the poison effects.
This is fine.
This thing's going to enter the initiative.
Everyone else has an allergic reaction to poison ivy. He's just like, what's wrong with this plant? Wipes bum. It's fine.
Boom Crash, it is your turn.
Okay. Firebolt.
A 12 does unfortunately not hit. The fire zooms past its head as it coils around the strike, leaving only a small singe on its neck. It snarls at you angrily.
Kiss back.
Okay,
That's
fair.
all I got.
That's all I got. Zumasu, it is your turn. You are not restrained, but you are within the area of thorns, next to a vicious Hydra head.
Yeah, stupid ass thorn. Okay, I'm gonna just try and kill this stupid Hydra. Give me 1 second.
Do it.
Swingity swing.
Just kill the Hydra. Just kill the Hydra.
I want to kill the big body, but these little heads keep on attacking me.
Okay, that's gonna hit.
Alright, I'm gonna smite it. Just give me a second.
Okay, 9 slashing.
I'm gonna upcast it.
You're gonna upcast the smite.
I want to see if I can down it.
Okay, I can see that it's thinking. It's done the animation. It's just waiting on the number. Oh, roll 20. You stupid bitch.
It needs to complete its little GIF, or else it's not gonna work.
How much did you upcast it? I'll see if I can just roll something. In
It
the
was a
meantime.
level 3.
Level 3, so that's 2, 3, 4. That's 4 d8s.
Yeah.
Wow, that was quick.
Looks like it never grew in the first place.
Yeah, even though I saw the enemy. Oh,
There
actually,
it is, 20.
Okay, we'll take your number. That's fine. It's actually enough to kill it. You stab
Yay.
it with your longsword and twist, and then lightning bursts out from it, destroying it. Amon, you are restrained, but have advantage on checks to get it free.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to get behind this tree. Yeah.
Right, you rush towards the nearest tree as the Hydra looms near you. You're technically within its range, but you like have cover from it.
Oh, okay.
It has like a 10-foot range.
Watch as it just crushes a tree along with you in it.
Good idea. Okay, at the end of your turn, it's going to use its last legendary action to create a new thingy.
Fun.
It bursts forth from the ground, and is it even
Where
on
is
a
it
thing?
at?
There it is.
Okay.
I see it. Oh, Zumasu's weirdly not on a square.
How did I knock it on the square?
I don't know. I think if you hold Alt and drag your token, it doesn't adhere to the grid.
Oh, that's what I'm using to do the voice command. That might be why.
That's why. It's fine.
Use
Okay.
shift.
Zumasu, dex save. Meanwhile, it tries to bite you. Ooh, and it succeeded. For 8 piercing, once you have a moment. You are not restrained by the vines, but you do take 8 piercing damage and no poison damage.
I'm starting to look a little bloody.
Oh, poor baby. Tried to roll for its initiative. There it is. Okay. It's this thing's turn. It wiggles incessantly. It's the Hydra's turn. The Hydra is going to... Uh-oh, it did it twice. You know, that was a pretty good ability. Let's see if it's recharged. Okay, it did recharge. So it rears back once again to spit poison out of each of its heads. It's going to spit poison. This head is going to spit towards Amon. This head is going to spit towards Amon. This guy is going to spit towards Zumasu. And this guy is going to spit towards Zumasu. But that's not going to affect Zumasu in any way. And this thing's going to spit towards Mao. So Amon and Mao make Constitution saves with disadvantage because you're hit by multiple heads.
That's an ow.
Okay, both of you have failed thanks to the disadvantage. And you each take 27 poison damage.
That's a lot of poison.
Walk it off.
Zumos is just sitting there drenched in poisonous sap that's covering his body, and he's
Are
just
you
like...
down again?
If I won,
Oh, honey.
I squishy.
You're a squishy little glass cannon. We
Yes.
love you.
As the Voravine ends its turn, its heads begin to regrow. It is missing 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is missing 4 heads, and it regrows them twice-wise.
Fuck you and your gift.
Just gonna adjust its heads. There we go. That's the proper number. Okay, it ends its turn. Amon, it is your turn. The Hydra seems to have regained a lot of its stamina, almost from the surrounding environment. You can see the other, like, swamp things, like, dying around it as it fills with this green energy once more, and more of its heads burst forth. It now is a towering giant of 15 heads.
Alright. I'm gonna have to... Shit. Okay. I'm not gonna cast Blight, because even if you kill it, the heads will probably just do an attack and I will die from that. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do Mass Healing Word. I'm going to cast it. It should heal all of us for... I'm not gonna roll one individually because that's annoying.
Okay.
Shit.
I would roll everyone individually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. So, I mean, you take what you can get.
Mao
So
gets
it's
the
going to-
max, right, though?
Right, yes. So, Mao gets 8. Everyone else gets 5.
Okay. And that was your bonus
And
action.
then, that was my bonus action. So I think I'm going to cast the Toll the Dead onto the Vorvine Hydra.
Okay, main one.
Yes.
It's gonna attempt a wisdom save. And fail. It doesn't have all its hit points.
Yeah, but it only takes 6 damage, which sucks.
That's unfortunate. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yep. No, I just rolled poorly.
I know, but I just hit -6 and it just like -40. So I don't know actually what button press did that. But anywho, is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that's it for my turn.
At the end of your turn, it's going to use its legendary action to make a move. It's gonna move right over here, and end its movement. Mao, you are once again up. You are still poisoned, and
Get up.
and within range of the thingies. So that's half your movement, and then 5 feet that way will deal 5
Can-
damage to you.
Can I see it before moving?
Yeah, it's right
I'm
there.
just gonna fucking shoot the body then.
Okay, you are not hidden. But that's enough to still hit it. Oh, no it's not, because you're poisoned. Yeah, that was one off. Okay, anything else for your turn?
Item interaction to drink an antitoxin.
Okay, that gives you a new con save, I believe, with advantage.
I think so, and if succeeds, that removes everything.
Yeah. Ugh. Unfortunately, this doesn't seem to be the right antitoxin. Perhaps it's the magic of the Hydra, but it is still coursing through your veins and causing bad things. Okay. And the end of your turn, assuming you're done, it is going to create a new head, a new friend to play with. And it's going to appear...
Oh,
right
it says
here.
I gain advantage on saving throws against poison for 1 hour.
Oh, well that's neat. Either who, I believe you... Does it do anything else?
No, just says creature
Okay.
that drinks this vile liquid gains advantage on saving throws.
Okay, well then that was your save for the end of the turn.
Okay.
Boom Crash, Mon, make dexterity saving throws as a new head erupts from the ground.
Do I need to? Because I'm already restrained.
Yeah, you're already restrained actually, so you're fine. Boom Crash, you are also fine. You are not restrained. It is then going to make an attack. It's going to do it at random. Actually, it's going to attack Boom Crash. Boom Crash has been doing fire. Doesn't like that. 15 doesn't hit you, right, Boom Crash?
Bitch, nope.
Alright, it snaps at you, but you're able to duck just out of the way. We're going to add this bad boy to the initiative. Bonk, and it's this thing's turn. It does a wiggle, and it ends its turn. This one. This one's going to attack Mao.
Fuck.
Does an 18 hit you?
Maybe?
Okay, do you want to use any reactions again for this?
Yeah, uncanny dodge.
Okay, you take 5 damage. As it snaps into you, you like do a little spin around the tree, just above the like spikes and whatnot, to get out of its way. It ends its turn. Boom Crash, it is your turn. The main Hydra seems to be stomping towards Amon.
Kill that piggy. It keeps on sprouting more heads.
Gonna fire it. I'm gonna try at least.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Nice.
Hey!
For 24, which is 48 damage. Holy.
Boy.
Nice.
As it's marching towards Amon, you hold both your talons together and launch a humongous firebolt from your like Hadoken hands. It launches towards the Voravine, and one of its heads is like more forward than the others, roaring. It goes straight inside of its mouth, and like the head explodes into shrapnel of wood and splinters. The rest of its body is like covered in flame once more. Okay. Anything else with your turn?
Nope.
Neat. So it's moved. It's created a head. It does have one more action. It's gonna. Yeah, it'll, I think it's gonna make a new head. It's gonna make a new head right here. Boom Crash, new dexterity save. As a new head attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, that is not gonna hit you. Yep, even with the flanking, and you are not restrained, so actually you're fine. Zumosu, it's your turn. The Hydra is still storming towards Amon, maybe Boom Crash. We'll see.
Is that yeah, that's 2 squares, right, from that spot. So I'm gonna take those 10 damage, god damn it.
10 piercing damage.
And I'm going to use Justice Blade, and I'm going to... No, I can't do that shit. Well, no, okay.
That's Channel
I'm
Divinity,
gonna-
right?
No, it's a Channel Divinity, but I'm also gonna... I can't stack actions. Give me 1 second, I have to just double check something. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna use bonus action to charge up a Blinding Smite on it, and then I'm going to attack it.
Okay. You charge your blade with the Blind Justice of Hyronius.
Does that hit?
It does.
Okay, so first I need to put... Which,
Ooh.
it's rolling, okay. Anyway, let me roll for damage. Divine Smite. If it'll go through.
Okay, it does have advantage on this save. Well, it succeeded.
Okay. I
Just
need to
go
roll
more
for
eyes.
D8.
You can't blind them all.
So that's 11 damage from the Binding Smite, and then the Divine Smite should be coming up in just...
In just a few minutes, you will be able to see the new smite damage. And it did 12 for the original one, right?
Yeah. But I'm just nuking it as best I can. And that's all of my 3rd level spell slots for the day. Ta-da.
Man,
Damn
it's,
it, Smite.
I'm gonna see if me making a roll will make it come up. I'm just gonna roll a random d4. Really doesn't
Yeah, I don't
want.
know why the... It doesn't like the smiting.
No. Yeah, maybe just use your own dice for the... Like, just do a normal... Oh, there it goes. 25 radiant damage.
Yeah, okay, it was worth the wait.
Okay, you rush up towards the thing, and with the might of Hyronius, you stab into the beast's, like, trunk-like chest as it's, rearing towards Amon, and, a burst of electricity shoots out through several of its heads. Some of its heads, like, erupt off of its body, and finally, a crack of lightning falls down from the sky, and it leaves nothing but a blazing husk, like a tree hit by lightning. It dies.
Finally.
The heads all nearby all begin to wiggle and waver. And then they all, like, shrink down, slumping over. The vines that were grasping at you begin to wither up and die as well.
No, not fun.
Thank you, Mal, for helping.
I just thumbs up, hands on knees, breathing heavily.
Do you need some help with that poison?
2 thumbs up. Not looking at you though.
All right,
I'm
gonna go
so
help
proud
Mal
of
with
you.
it.
You're learning to communicate.
Wow, you're learning to communicate.
So your poison's cured, and I'm gonna also give you about 5 hit points.
Thanks.
I'm gonna putter up to this thing and toss another firebolt at it,
Okay.
just to really burn it dead.
Yeah, you start launching some firebolts willy-nilly, trying to scorch the thing's corpse. The sap that's on it is like igniting. Although it was blasted to smithereens by the lightning bolt, you sort of like just turn it into this smoldering pile. It doesn't look like it's gonna come back from this.
And
Okay.
all of a sudden, a bear in a hat comes in and is like, hey, you should stop doing that.
Only you can prevent swamp gas fires.
Okay. I've
Alright.
done my geek. I'm good.
Okay.
Loot the body.
That's fair. You can try and loot the body, but to do so, instead of a investigation, I'm going to call it a nature check.
God damn it.
Okay.
I'll be like Hercules.
Nope. It's a plant.
Yeah, that is a plant, Boomcrash says as they walk away from the burning, smoldering corpse. Zumasu, you start filtering through the thing. In the center, you find this strange, like, piece of hardened, like, sap at the core, like, underneath all of this cork. It's kind of mushy, but still solid and intact. There's, like, a dim green glow within it. You're not sure what it is. But
Weird
it looks
green glowing
important.
sap?
Yeah, you can put, like, Voravine core. So I'll know what it is.
Alright. Go to my inventory. Does it need to fit in something? Like, I have extra flasks for this.
It's kind of sticky. It might be good to, like, at least wrap it in something or put it in something.
Okay, flask of Voravine core. Alright. I got this weird sap that seems like it's heart. I don't know how plants work. I'm gonna put it as my trophy.
Do plants have hearts? Sumosu wonders and puts it in his bag.
If it can bite, does it need a circulatory system?
And piranha plants.
I mean, plants have a circulatory system, don't they? It's just based on like photosynthesis, technically.
No, that so
It's different.
it's like a digest. It's not really a circulatory system.
Because that needs to bring oxygen to be a circulatory system.
The
What's the
circulatory
difference
system
between-
needs to be able to pump the nutrients throughout.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so like a root's absorbing nutrients and then it's just working in the leaves. So it's like it's not actually a circulatory system. It's not really comparable to animal systems.
With Zumasu's high school Aloran education, they're able to.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Yep, they are able to learn a bit about plant life, and they know words like photosynthesis and chlorophyll, especially with a natural 20 nature check. You're able to intuit that this thing is definitely unnatural, probably magically created. You don't know if it was intentional or not that it was created, but it was definitely magically created, and this core would probably be of interest to somebody with an arcane bent.
This would be something Bonry would have loved. The eco-terrorist him.
Bonry. Alright, what are you guys doing now?
You're one being, then you become known as an eco-terrorist.
You used a whole bag of beans.
You're one action.
Heck, if you throw a can of beans, you can be known as a terrorist. Anyway.
Depends on where you throw it at. So.
Alright, so where are we going at?
We're taking a rest now, right?
You guys gonna rest here?
Let's take a short rest.
Okay.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Alright.
You guys sit down
I'm on
for
a long
an hour or
rest.
two. Um,
I mean, we're gonna
More
take a
rest.
long rest after we travel, so it's fine. Whatever. I'll get my hit die back.
yeah. Encounters are a bit more risky here in Muligmore.
Rest in the tree.
You rest in a tree to keep
Man,
a
Fuck,
better
fuck the
lookout.
ground.
I rolled 2 ones
The
in
tree's a
those hit
hydra.
dice.
The tree's a hydra. What have you done?
It's another hydra.
You had
Fuck
to
me,
stab
just
the
kill
tree,
me.
didn't you?
I poked it.
Okay,
Yes,
32 health. Is my icon.
All right.
That is
No, no creatures seem to disturb you during your rest. It's gonna turn off the combat. Yeah, you guys pass the rest uneventfully. It's like a couple hours or so before you start your journey anew.
Alright, same song and dance. I used my 3 spell slot, so I can't remove curse on Mao, just in case yet. I'm just gonna give her some extra healing just in case she's still poisoned.
Okay, Zumasu, something I sort of forgot about last session. Hold on a second, I just need to find the specifics of it.
Oh no.
Am I getting headaches? Am I cursed as well?
Okay, so Zumasu, as you're sitting there with your intent set on Keever's Baile, you begin to get these misty visions before you. Clouds
Up the
begin
fuck out.
getting darker and darker, and the mist clouds your vision. You can no longer see your friends and allies. All that you see is the mission before you, and you're gonna take some damage.
Right.
You take 20 psychic damage as you get a massive splitting headache. You fall to your knees as everybody notices you suddenly convulsing on the ground. As the attack ends, you see your friends looming over you, calling you back to reality. And already the entire world is dizzy to you, but you manage to regain your composure.
Freaking Arn. Freaking Arn. Something. I'm fine, guys. Something hurt.
Uh-huh.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Not really. But something's on my head.
Okay. Well,
Let's
I'm
just get this
officially
whole mission
worried.
done with.
You need to cast Greater Restoration.
I don't know if anything's wrong with me. I was gonna start doing that on you guys because I mean, we already know memory spells exist. We know all this other stuff exists, but I know we're trying to hide from Alori right now, but I feel like I gotta go back there eventually.
No, we had a deal.
Well, I mean, technically that stuff isn't resolved yet.
It resolved when you left it.
We have to get back there anyway. Let's get done with this Boggle fiasco. I mean, do you have a way to check and see if my head's okay?
Let's see. Nope. No, well, I can do treatment on you. It might not work, but
Placebo effect.
you know. Well, if it might not work in the fact that it won't be the right effect and it will cost us, but I can attempt.
Wait, don't you have? What about lesser restoration or just a regular dispel or something?
Restoration is not that good.
Oh,
Like it's basically like it makes you from it cures like temporary effects in mid battle type things. It's not some kind of curse removal thing.
oh. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it'll help identify what it is.
Do you want me to cast Dispel Magic on you?
I mean, you could try that.
Yeah, just do it.
Can you check to see if there is magic on him? Like, why?
Well,
I
if
don't know
there is,
what's going
it'll go away. So either way, it won't matter.
Okay.
Fair.
Can we hand wave and say that I did this before the short rest?
This sort of happened at the end of the short rest.
Okay. Well, fuck it. I lose a spell slot, no big deal.
You get yours back at rest anyway.
Exactly. So, yeah, I cast Dispel Magic using one of my Warlock spell slots.
Alright. You begin to try and break any sorts of magical woven ley lines entangling Zumasu, but there doesn't seem to be anything there as you sift through the weave of magic around him. Nothing has gotten him tangled up within it, save for his own magical items.
Okay. I let you know that.
In that
maybe
case,
maybe it was
stop,
just a one-time thing.
stop being a bitch.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen again. Hopefully.
Walk it off, sport.
Okay. Well, let us know if it does, okay?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna use my lay on hands to heal myself some more.
Well, it's not hard to notice. Like he was just convulsing on the ground.
Alright.
Caesars.
You guys buck yourselves up, get on your mounts once more. I guess your mounts weren't really in the last fight, but they're still there and whatnot, except for Amon's. I believe yours doesn't last. So you're...
Not for 2 more days.
Yeah, so you're kind of on Buncrash and Sumasu's mounts, each of you. Although it is kind of difficult to move through the swamp, so maybe you're just walking next to him. It's up to you guys. Okay. You guys continue along your path. And we're going to roll for some additional encounters. Okay, there are no further encounters as you're moving through this next hex. You found your way back onto the trail. There's another sign that's like just like half fallen off of the stick that it's just posted on. It says Keever's Baile and it just points towards the ground. You get the gist though and continue along the path. And still no encounters as you finally arrive at Keever's Baile.
Good thing we didn't meet any weird witch cows.
Yeah. Those cataplepuses are something. Those of you just joining us, Mao was killed by one. Last time we were here. Okay. You guys arrive in Keever's Baile. As you head towards this big swampy, almost like a lake, the waters range from 3 to almost 6 feet in depth, and it's all completely heavily obscured by murk. There's lots of like passive animals like that you can hear nearby, although this seems to slow down and stop as you get to this lake. It's almost undisturbed, save for a dim light that's approaching you guys. You guys are right near a dock with looks like there's only one boat and 2 other rowboats that have been sunken and waterlogged, probably for a month or 2. Otherwise, there's one boat left. But there is a dim light coming towards you on the waters. What do you guys want to do? You see Keever's Baile is in the center of this lake, posted on several stilts as it was before. You can see the tall mast of a long-forgotten ship pointing out of it in the mist.
So, I was out for this. Boomcrash,
Same.
now you... Wait, so just Boomcrash knows about this place?
Mm-hmm.
I think
And
I'm the only
Mari.
one here who
Yes.
about it.
Because it was
Hilariously enough.
it was Boomcrash and Bonry last time.
Who knows?
It's very funny to me.
This place
So-
is disgusting.
Where should we start then?
There's a wizard, some sort of magic user that I don't remember much of anything, so if we're gonna do something, we should probably touch base with him. Heads up, he's kind of crazy, and you're probably gonna hate him. I'm pretty sure he lives here.
The dim light is starting to get brighter as it gets closer and larger towards you. You think you
It might be
can...
a merchant.
Yep, you can see the outline of a boat with a hefty, like, a hefty structure on it. It's like a barge, and there's a lantern hanging from a post sticking out of it.
Okay. This might be the merchant who sold me the charms that some of you might still have.
I think those got away.
Okay. So,
You guys waiting for them, or are you getting onto the boat, or are you fording the lake, I guess?
I
guess we should get on the boat.
Yeah, let's get on a boat.
I'm gonna tell Mr. Warhouse to stay, I guess, by the shoreline because I can't summon my lizard yet until I have a long rest.
Okay. I think their name was Gregory, wasn't it?
Gregory's gonna stay.
Okay. Gregory stays on the shore. Boomcrash, you can do what you will with your phantom steed, but probably
I'm
just
just gonna
disappears.
dismiss it.
Okay. You guys start unraveling the boat from its post, and you step inside with all of your gear, and you start making your way using the pole as just a sort of push off of the swampy water floor, lake bed. That's the word I was looking for. As you start making your way in, you see that the barge is getting closer towards you. Eventually, it meets up with you as you hear a female voice calling from it. Hey! Hey! Are you visiting Keever's Baile?
Kind of?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. And you see them with a pole of their own stroking towards you. And eventually they come to a stop and push the stick against the lake bed. You see Boomcrash, a old face that you had seen before. She introduces herself. Hi, I'm Corinne. Welcome to Keever's Baile. I'm the traveling merchant around these parts. Well, I don't travel far. Just loops around the lake, she says. Are you guys, travelers, or... Wait, a Kenku? I remember one of you passing through here, 3-4 months ago?
Yeah, no, that would be me. We
What?
left.
A return visitor? That's a new
Yeah.
record. This is the first time that somebody's come back. Oh,
Well,
Someone's desperate.
Yeah,
uh,
don't be proud of yourself.
oh.
yeah, no, it's
You'd be surprised how few visitors we get here in Keever's Baile. You're actually the second people to visit us.
who was
Well,
the
this
first
year,
one?
I think. Yeah, it was you and some other dwarf fellow, and a corpse, I think. Wait, the corpse kind of looked like this one over here. She points to Zumosu. Same armor,
Yeah.
kind of. Same getup, I think.
I might have not been well.
Well, you got better, so all's well that ends well. Say,
Well, remember, right now I'm technically spent, so
oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Same armor, if anything, but unless you
the
change
armor's
it.
different because I had to
Okay.
get rid of it.
Yeah, the armor's
So then
different,
I'm
sorry.
the corpse.
No, you were in a ring.
My body was still there.
Yeah.
Oh, right, your body was there.
Yeah, and my soul was just screaming inside of a ring.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, she recognizes both the corpses. Well, it's it's a good thing that you two got better. And a new face as well. But yeah, we don't get too many visitors here on account of the whole boggles, as you might imagine. Most people just don't come back. But yeah, it's good to see you. Repeat customers. First
And
one.
has that the boggle situation? Nothing's changed. Still boggling.
Oh, same old, same old.
Okay.
We're used to it at this point. But of course, if you all are new, perhaps you could be interested. And she opens up this hatch on her barge on the big central structure. That's kind of like a small hut that's on it. Although sort of square and cubed in shape. She pulls open a door and hundreds of these strange trinkets pop out. Perhaps I could interest you in one of these lucky charms. It'll supposedly, they say, keep some of the boggle's tricks at bay. Maybe not all of them, but well, it's a little luck. Couldn't hurt.
Can I take a look through your wares? I'm gonna do an investigation to see if I notice anything interesting about it, anything weird, or anything really, different.
Effective.
Something that might be useful for not just being a trinket.
All right. You step onto her barge and kind of like start perusing her wares. Make an investigation check. Oh, you did. Okay. You see things like strange horseshoes. There's like rabbit's feet galore. Several dice sets and whatnot. You can find a whole bunch of like clovers, although a few of them look like they may have had their fourth leaf like pasted on. At least that's the best that you can tell.
I guess I'll take some rabbit's feet. I'll take 2 rabbit's feet and a horseshoe. How much?
Sure. Just a mite old 5 gold pieces.
That's kind of steep.
Well,
Why are you buying into this?
the best that you could need for warding off the Bargle spirits. These Fae are quite mischievous. I'm sure that your friend can attest.
It doesn't hurt, okay? And
If I
we're
throw in
paying
a
into the
few
local
extra-
economy.
If I get thrown an extra 2 gold pieces, do you mind having a sit down with us and just going over the Boggle situation in a bit more detail?
I would be glad to.
Okay, I'm gonna hand her 7 gold pieces for the 3 trinkets and just ask her if she could sit down and we could talk.
Oh, you're getting 3 trinkets.
Oh, it's 5 each?
Oh, it's 5 each.
I'm not. Don't give me one of those. I don't want one.
I'll do it. Okay, so that's 17 gold pieces.
Oh, thank you. Are you sure you don't want different ones? There are different ones for different situations. We have this this fancy little monocle said to be able to see their little pranks before they hit you.
Okay, so how about 1 rabbit's foot, a horseshoe, and a monocle?
I'm dead eye staring Yuzumos, who's like, "What are you doing? Why are you buying into this garbage?
Here
This
you
is
go.
nonsense."
We also have this bag of 47 humanoid teeth. They don't like the number 47. This should ward off the next 57
Okay,
pranks.
how did you get
47
how'd you get
pranks.
47?
No, I want that one. I want that one.
Will ward off the
Now you
next
want it.
47
you do.
pranks that they choose to play on you. You don't need to know where I found them from, but the chances are in Mulligmore you come across teeth every once in a while.
Doesn't Amon still have skulls hanging around him?
Yeah, but skulls make more
Only
sense than
2
teeth.
now.
Ah,
He split the other one for dramatic
that's
effect.
true. I remember that.
Actually, I have 5 heads still. Never mind.
Okay. So
I want the bag of tea.
here's my
How much
question
is the bag of tea?
to start off with. How long have you been here, and how long have the Boggles been here?
Oh, well, first let me, that'll be 5 gold pieces.
Yeah. I give 5 gold and I take it, and I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go listen in the doorway and put on my robe of eyes and see where these fuckers are.
Okay,
I don't believe any of you.
you drape on your, well, it was already on. You kind of like take off your cloak to reveal the world to your eyes, which all open up looking about. You don't see anything as of yet. Corinne sits you down upon her barge in little seats that she has. It's a rather, like, small space, but it seems to be a sort of home for her. She says, "So the Boggles, they arrived, well, seems like a few years ago, I would think. Yeah, a few years ago. And ever since, they've just started plaguing the town. Their insidious pranks. They're almost impossible to catch. And, well, anything we try to do to them just brings their wrath upon us tenfold. We've taken to just giving them pieces of coin or food or trinkets, just trying to use good luck charms to ward off their evil Fae trickiness. But, yeah, nothing much has worked. We've tried praying to different gods, but that didn't really do anything either. They just trashed the shrines. And
Is there anything in particular they like to steal or have? Like, what is their favorite thing to like hang around? What could be used as bait?
Oh, honestly, newcomers are pretty much the best bait. It's great for us. They leave us alone for a bit.
I have a question. You said that they came back in great retribution. What was said retributions?
Oh, they'll tie your shoelaces together, they'll throw mud on your face, they'll spoil your crops with, well, they defecate in your crops. Um, they often put grease all over the stairs and throw your hat off into the water so you have to go out and go get it. It just makes life completely inconvenient.
Hmm.
Basically, if you want to try and get anything done in Keever's Baile, make sure you have a few extra hours and a few extra tools.
So, you're saying they're probably Fey, though, right?
Oh, they're
that-
most definitely the Fae. They're the Fae folk, and we do our best to appease them.
Can I do like a religion check or anything?
I
Like
would
a
say that
spiritual-
this is considered more of a nature check.
Okay. I'll Hail Mary.
Yeet! Damn, Sumasu minored in, like, fucking nature school. Okay, so, what are you trying to recall information on? Just
He watched the Discovery Channel before it went bad. That's what happened.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out if there's like that's why I was going the religion angle. If there's any sort of like celestial or like godly relation to these things that I could pick up on with prankster fairy.
So Fae in general, they are not divine beings. They are a natural force in the world. With your nature check, you have heard tale of things like gates to the fairy realms, often sequestered in wilderness areas, usually protected by something, depending on the region. But the Feywild is where the Fey creatures come from, but it usually takes some sort of bridge for them to get into our world.
Okay. Would I also be able to realize that divine sense could probably pick up on them? Because they count as celestial?
They do not count as celestials. They
count as Fae.
count as Fey creatures.
Yeah. Alright. So I would be able to at least figure that out. Is there anybody who's like a strong magic user or anything? 'Cause they aren't supposed to usually be here unless something's letting them in.
Well, there is the one wizard, in his hut. Yes. Oh, you have met him, Squellic. He lives in the hut in town. It's the tallest of the structures. You can't miss it. Bunch of windows all over it. Yeah, he's come here to study the Fey folk. Although he promised to get rid of them for us, but he hasn't been able to make any headway. But it's only been a few months since he's been here, so well, more like
An odd duck.
more like 6 months, I think. Time just
Of course, it would be 6 months.
yeah, time just kind of fades into itself. Man, what
And
did I
there's
have for
also
breakfast?
Joris?
Sorry?
The healer, Joris is their name.
Uh,
And Devlin, it was the first to disappear because there are.
that's right. Devlin did disappear. He was one of the first that disappeared when the Boggles arrived. We're not sure if he did something to upset them and maybe set this curse on our town, but he's long gone.
Okay.
Another person disappeared actually a while back. Damned if I can remember their name. It's been several months once again. Yeah, you could probably find out by asking somebody in town.
Okay, we will. Thank you. Thank you so much, Corinne.
Of course. Now, is there anything else that I could interest you in? I have this little mechanical canary that I have. It's inside of this little lamp thing. Said to squeak when there's a boggle nearby.
Sure, I got a bird theme. I'll take it.
Oh, 5 gold pieces then.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Best of luck with you, and be on your way.
All right. So, do we go to the inn or do we go to the wizard place immediately?
Well, first,
Um,
Mao, make a perception check with advantage.
Mm,
Mao, you see.
He'll see into the ethereal plane. Don't forget.
Yep, that has been taken into consideration. Um,
mm,
you see that on her barge, she has like this balustrade kind of surrounding it, and a sort of ripple appears inside of one of the spaces in between the bars of the balustrade, and a greasy blue hand with plump digits emerges from it and reaches up towards your rowing stick that was kind of like leaning up against her barge, and it's grabbing for it. What do you do?
I just let it happen.
oh my god.
It grabs it, and it just throws it. And it slumps into the ground, or into the water, and then starts drifting away. And then the hand just goes back into its weird portal that it's created with a little
Fuckers.
ripple.
Okay, I was gonna be like, can I run forward to like see where it went? But it's a stupid portal thing.
Nope.
Heck yeah.
It did seem to have an obvious, like, rippling portal that appeared there. As you reach for it and reach through where the arm came from, your hand just goes through nothing. It's like a normal hole.
Hmm. Okay. Are we leaving yet?
I thought we were here to try and kind of take care of those.
No, food, something. Come on.
I guess we
Just
can go to the
leaving
inn
this
first
crazy
to get
lady.
food.
Yeah. And I can brief you on the wizard. He's a gnome. His ferret familiar is named Noodle, and he doesn't treat him very well. And he is a bit quirky, and he prefers odd numbers for everything.
Why?
He has a very strong preference for numbers. Odd
Is he a
numbers are
gnome?
good, even numbers are bad.
Yeah, he's a
is he
gnome.
a gnome?
Yeah,
He's
he
a
was a
gnome.
gnome.
Goddamn gnomes.
And has
the
spent a
fourth
year
war.
studying the curse, and he's an illusion and enchantment specialist. And he has a very odd organization and house.
Ha.
That's all I have written down.
Ha. When we're out of earshot, I'd be like, you know, I could see those shits, right? And they like come through portals.
That makes complete sense. Speaking of which, do we need that in order to row?
Meh.
Yeah, you guys notice that your stick has sort of drifted off into the lake. It's probably about 20 feet away by now.
Mage Talon, bring it back.
You grab it with your mage talon. A shadowy claw grabs it and pulls it towards you. Simple enough.
Yeah, I didn't want the thing to know that I could see it yet, till we figured out how to kill him.
So that's the excuse.
Sure. Cross his arms and broods. I thought it was a clever idea, but that's fine.
Alright, you guys begin like pushing off the lake bed and rowing, as it were, in towards Keever's Baile. You get towards the main cluster of houses. You see that there's a space for your boats to set off. There's also a bunch of like ladders and stairs and like docks leading into pretty much every home here. It's surrounding this mast of an old, long-forgotten ship reaching off into the sky. You see that there is an inn nearby. It's got like a little hand that's reaching out of a bubbling tankard. And you remember this was called the Sinking Feeling Tavern. Meanwhile, in the distance, you can see the tall structure of Squelic's hut that you had visited once before. It's built on top of a dead tree. It's got a complex network of stairs leading up to the hut, and it's pretty much how it's pictured there. There's a whole bunch of windows of all different shapes and sizes. You can see that there's like candlelight glowing from within inside, and a smokestack just kind of leaning out of the top of it.
Mhm.
There's also several other places here that you begin to remember. There's it's hard to remember what's nearby and the structure of things. I'm gonna have you guys, or Boom Crash at least, make an intelligence check, just to try and remember the various places here. Okay. You only vaguely remember that there was like a livestock place that's like an island surrounded by wood, and there's like a whole bunch of animals inside. There's a herdsman that lives off in there. You also remember that there is an abandoned building that was off like towards the side. That's where they said Devlin disappeared so long ago.
Okay.
But you don't remember too much else, or many of the names of the people, unless you have it written down and you remember on your own.
Yeah. No, it's just Squellic, Jorist, and Devlin. First to disappear, there was a fight, left behind a dead bottle. And that's pretty much it. So, we'll figure it out. We didn't spend too long here the first time because we were trying to get the fuck out.
Makes sense. This place looks like it's shit.
Place sucks, and also people were dead, and we needed to resurrect you.
Cool. So what happens if I grab one of these boggles?
Good luck.
Just, like,
They're slippery.
I don't know. I'm gonna try.
They're fast, and they're pain in the ass.
Okay, but you guys, can you see them?
I haven't really, except for the one that I did manage to catch and blast, but they disappeared too quick for me.
Yeah, I think it was just like a small shadowy figure that you were able to catch a glimpse of. And
Mm-hmm.
you were hard pressed to actually see these things because they kept like passing your hide checks.
Yeah, no, I didn't fare well against these things.
I do not need to see them
But
because
what are you gonna do?
I remember I have the bubble of annihilation that I could cast around me. Things will die.
Good.
Wait, how does that work?
Spirit
What do you mean?
weapon
How does that work?
or spirit guardians.
He just walks around,
yeah.
and if it's not us, then they just fucking die.
You've seen it before.
Oh, it's that thing. The spirit guardian. Your creepy eye.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so where are we actually going? Like, are we going to
I vote we
or
go
are
to
we
the
actually
inn
going to the
first,
Okay.
and then we talk to the wizard, and then we can check out the abandoned place.
Hmm.
So
There's-
go get food at the inn first.
There's a whole bunch of other places you can go as well if you just wish to explore. I can kind of roll randomly to see what you come across.
Oh, first up, you wanted to go to some place to get a wish or something, right?
That's a whole different location.
Do we even know where
don't-
that is?
That's why I want to go to the wizard. I was
Alright.
being courteous, but none of you seem to have any idea. So let's go to the wizard.
So not the tavern.
Let's go.
Okay.
Wizard
To
first.
where? Like,
Wizard first.
Going to the wizard
okay, let's
first.
go to the wizard. Okay.
Okay. You guys start rowing towards the wizard. I should mention that it has been pretty much a full days of travel for you guys, so you guys haven't really had a long rest yet. You've still gotten off of that like Hydra fight and whatnot. But you can definitely take advantage of a short rest if you need it at any point, or a long rest at the tavern. But you guys head off towards Squellic's hut. And yeah, you dock it like tying it up your rowboat next to the bottom of it, and you start climbing up the various ladders as you like get up towards the place. I'm gonna have everybody make perception checks. Well, actually, just Mao and Amon. And Mao it will be with advantage.
Meh. I wish I had an advantage.
Mao, as you're climbing up, you see a hand similar to the one that you saw before. It gives a little wave of its fingers, as it emerges and begins slapping the ladder and slathering it in a slime.
I try and reach for it and grab the hand and pull the thing out of the portal.
Unfortunately, it's a bit beyond you. It looks like it's like right where Amon is trying to climb on the ladder.
Hey, fuck. Come on. Hold up. Watch your fingers. Little shit did something above you.
Alright, you know what? Screw it. Can I just teleport to the front door? If I see the front door.
Yeah, you'd probably have to like get back onto the rowboat just to like get a bit further out to look up at it, but you can see it from there.
Alright, then I'm just gonna not bother climbing and I'm just gonna teleport up there.
Okay, you kind of like look down and you see that the rung like at your chest level is like covered in this slippery slime. You begin to like skirt your way around it as you go back down the ladder. Everybody kind of like backs up as you go down. You were kind of leading the way because you wanted to see the wizard. And you get inside of the rowboat, kind of like get back to the furthest section, get on your tippy toes, and you can see the top of the doorway. You teleport up there approximately, and you appear right there in front of the hut door. Or what are the rest of you guys doing? And Amon, are you waiting for them?
I'm following.
I guess I'll wait for them.
I'll throw a grappling hook up there.
Okay. So
You know,
I'm
they're
just
gonna
gonna climb up.
climb the rope too.
I'll use the rope with the
Boom Crash.
grappling hook for
What-
avoiding the oil thing.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Boom Crash.
Oh no, it's just I'm just gonna climb up unless someone is gonna carry me up.
Okay, and Mao?
Just gonna climb carefully, knowing where all that shit is.
Okay,
Mhm.
Sumasu, make a dexterity check. I always
Sleight of
freak
hand?
out about the grappling hook rules. We'll call it a sleight of hand check. Because it's more about finessing it.
I didn't secure the shit.
Yeah, it stumbles and it like snaps through a loose twig before falling back down. It
I
seems
pass it to Mao. Mao, can you help?
Mao is just about to climb the ladder before you hand it to her.
Ah, fine. You just want to do like a dex?
Sleight
Sleight
of
of hand. I'm pretty sure you're good at that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
She
You got
spins it
couple
around and
moves.
yeets it up there, more like a Kobe for the accuracy, and it hits onto one of the balustrade rungs around Squellick's hut. It seems taut. Mao just kind of hands you the rope and then starts climbing up. Okay. Sumasu, I'm going to need you to do a climb check. Yeah, athletics check. You begin to climb. There are a few points where you need to like just use your upper body strength to just climb, but other points you are having your feet against the rungs of this like lashed together hut. Mao and Boom Crash make perception checks, as well as Zumasu actually,
Shit.
as well as Amon actually. So everybody,
What is it? Athletics?
perception all around.
Perception.
Perception. Okay.
I don't see shit.
I don't see shit.
Man, so Mao,
It's my robe. You can't take it. I won't let you.
what?
It's not a lie.
Okay, so Mao, you see that there is another one of those hands, and it is going out near Boom Crash. It's going to grab Boom Crash's boot.
Yep. Nope. Gonna try and grab it again too.
Okay, make an attack roll. We'll call it dexterity based.
We'll just do a save since it's the same.
Okay. You reach out and with lightning speed, your robe of eyes is able to detect the boggle's movement. You reach out and grab at the creature's hand. It instantly lets go of the boot. Yeah.
You can't get out of the portal. You can't get out of the portal.
You try and yank it out of the portal. I'm just gonna do a little checky poo on what this does.
Let go if it tries to suck me in. Let go if it tries to suck me in.
Okay, I'm going to have you make an opposed athletics check against it. You're going to basically attempt to grapple it. It's essentially a shove attempt. It does seem to have advantage on this roll, as it is covered in a slippery... Wait, what am I doing? As it is covered in a slippery slime. And as you grab for it, it just slips right through your fingers, leaving just an oily mess on your hand, and slips back into a little rippling portal in between the rungs of the ladder.
Wow, that was a natural and a fail.
Yeah, it seems to have gotten out of your way. But it didn't steal Boom Crash's boot.
Now I just like wiping the slime off on the ladder. Ugh.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no problem. We'll get one of them eventually. Little shits.
Meanwhile, Amon, you see as Zumasu is climbing up there with the grappling hook, which once it lands there, you kind of roll your eyes at it. But as you're rolling your eyes, they come across a little hand coming out from the balustrade in the space between it. You also can see like there's like a little ripple in space as this hand appears. It seems to be holding something with a glint of metal within its fingertips. As you look closely, it appears to be a pair of scissors. And it is reaching towards Zumasu's grappling hook.
Can I cast Total Dead onto it?
Sure.
I'm gonna kill the Fae, but this is a bad idea. But I'm gonna do it anyway because I have no care for life. It makes it.
Yep, it makes the save. It doesn't seem to be able to hear you or care that that it's nearing death, and it ignores your toll. It reaches over, and with a single snip, Zumasu, you begin to plunge into the swampy waters below. Make a
Can we get a
dexterity
dex
save.
save?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you are able to, your foot just kind of like lands on one of the rungs of the structure, and you're able to slow your fall. You only take a mere d6 of bludgeoning damage. 6.
Okay.
There was a rock.
Wait, it's not like I can't just grab the ladder that's greasy or anything?
Nope, you were climbing up the rope.
Okay.
And the rope has been cut by a pair of scissors. You hear a small snicker, Amon, as the hand recoils back into the portal and disappears. Boom Crash.
I'm gonna pull up.
Sorry, Boom Crash and Mao, you guys arrive up where Amon is now.
Didn't realize climbing stairs would be so hard. Can we just get this over with and get out of here, or burn it to the ground? One or the other. I hate it.
Yeah, no, it's
I like this place.
fuck this place. But
Nothing
maybe
bad has happened to
we'll
me
be able
yet.
to resolve it now that we're at full strength, rather than carrying around a bunch of corpses. So, Zuzu, get your ass up here.
I need a little help. Can you toss me the rope?
You mean the rope that's been cut?
Yeah, the rope is like piled in a
You're
heap
the one
next
that
to you.
has the rope.
Can I get a new rope then? I'm kind of hanging on I kind of hanging on halfway up here.
The grappling hook is still fastens, I assume. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my rope, tie that, and just drop it down. I am gonna go to knock on the door because you guys are taking too long.
Okay.
Not my fault.
Okay, you knock upon the door. You don't really hear much from within. After another insistent knock, the door opens a crack. You see that there is a small little weasel at the base of the door looking up at you. It just continues to stare at you.
I seek an audience with your master.
It blinks and closes the door. Meanwhile, Sumasu, you're trying to climb up again?
Yeah.
Okay. As you are climbing up, one of the spaces in the lashed together sticks there. A hand emerges from it. I'm gonna try and see if you see it. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, you do spot it as you're dangling from there. It seems to be reaching for your helmet.
Rude. Okay, I'm gonna try and swat at it. I'll yell at it, be like, "Can I pay you to leave me alone?"
You try and swat at it. Make a unarmed strike attack.
I'm just gonna use that. God damn it!
You swipe at it and you start spinning around in a circle on the rope, just spinning back and forth. You just scream off, "Oh, can I just pay you to go away?" And it doesn't seem to reply to you. It is just a hand. Although now that you're spinning, it's having a hard time grabbing at you, so it just recoils back into its extra-dimensional space.
He resolved it somehow.
And you guys are up there waiting for a few seconds. A minute goes by about since the weasel has gone. Do you guys do anything?
Is the door locked?
Doesn't seem to be.
I'm gonna just do a double tech knock and just be like, let's just let ourselves in.
I'm gonna make sure that Goose is nearby.
Okay. You ensure that Goose is nearby. You can drag Goose in, I think, if you're able to, from the journal. Zumasu, you just arrive on the scene after this minute in your mini encounter. Meanwhile, Boom Crash, as you're summoning Goose from your own extra-dimensional space, I'm going to have everyone make a perception check, Mao with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. Amon and Mao, you guys hear something rustling in the trees, like, rather in the thresh of the roof up above you.
Attack it.
Okay, you see that there is a shadowy figure up there, and it's got, like, a glob of stuff in one of its hands. It's dripping, and you launch Cinder Smite's fiery arrow up straight towards it, and it collides. I actually haven't checked their like stats yet, but that hits, and you hit it for 18 damage. The boggle, it's about the size of a goblin. It just ignites in flame. And you hear a howl of pain as it rolls down along the thresh-covered roof of the hut and tumbles on towards the ground. As it lands with a thunk, it dissolves into a slimy goo that is now just torched on Squellic's like balcony.
I love you, Mao. Thank you.
At least we can kill them.
Wait, so you, damn.
I was hoping it would be a body so we could at least like scream
Yeah.
at it a bit.
It didn't
Let's
seem to
talk to
leave
it or
much of a
something.
body behind. After this minute, you guys hear a voice from within. Get the door, why don't you? Just go. I don't know what. Just go get the door. I told you to go get it. The door opens a crack once more, and the weasel opens the door a crack and then tries to push it with its head, opening it fully for you guys.
I help it.
You
Hi,
help
Noodle.
it just kind of looks at you, cocks its head, and then bounds off onto a table and begins stirring a little pot of miscellaneous goo and whatnot. This whole area is surrounded in like various tables, bits and bobs everywhere. It looks like a veritable like wizard's laboratory, covered in various steaming and smoking things on Bunsen burners and all that. There are several chairs about the room, and several candles lighting the place. There's also a single cauldron in the center of the room, and two other doors to this building, besides the one that you guys came in. All the windows are just surrounding the place. They're all different sizes and shapes. Like some are circular, some are square. There's also like it looks like there's a second story there in the illustration, but it's actually just like a gable of the building with additional windows popping out from it above. You also don't really see any reason that the smokestack on the outside should be there. But you see, on a rather fine-looking chair with like velvety red finish, is a gnome in a blue robe and a tall, pointed red hat. The robe looks a little too big for them, as they stand up and look at you, almost to, well, your height as they're standing on the chair. Welcome, welcome to my friendly abode. You. You've been here before. I think you have too. Amon, is that your name?
How do you know who I am?
It's all over your face. You haven't been here before though. And and with the Raven 5. Good, fantastic. Wish I could change the number of your eyes, but it'll do.
I can change the number of your eyes.
Spunk on this one. So,
Sir,
what can I do you for?
we
Scholar,
heard.
I seek your wisdom and your knowledge.
Well, that's what I do. I dispense wisdom, and I dispense knowledge. What sort of knowledge bomb do you want me to drop on that beautiful head of yours?
First, I would like to know the. You know what? Surprisingly, I am fine with this guy. Now that I'm no longer Bonry, weirdly enough. Bonley would have smashed him with a hammer. But anyway, well, what do you know about the city of Famladan?
Famlidan. Let me search my veritable mind palace. I don't think I've heard of the place before. Is it some sort of interesting fey kingdom or something?
I heard that it is the land of the genies and wish granting. My real goal is to seek a granting of a wish. Are you aware of any location or clues as to facilitate that?
Well, I could look into it, I suppose. Might need some time to figure it out. But let me tell you, if you're looking for wishes, I've heard that the Fae are actually able to dispense sorts of wishes. It takes a bit of an archfey to do so. Not too many archfays around here that I see, but perhaps these boggles will lead you to one or something. I don't know.
Are these cretins intelligent?
Oh, they are devious little creatures. They know all the ins and outs of our culture and whatnot. Well, everyone's culture here, at least. Newcomers are probably strange to them, the poor little creatures. But yeah, they're pretty aware of their surroundings.
Well, so are cockroaches, unfortunately. And I heard that you were been from the townsfolk down below. That you've been up here researching.
Well, yes, as you can see, and he gestures to the broad laboratory, I've been hard at work. Me and this sad excuse for a scarf have been trying to figure out what makes these boggles tick. We were able to create this interesting brew that the town seems to be getting at least some money on. They sold some to, I think, some visitors a few months ago. Those are the only other visitors that the town has had so far. Actually, you look like those visitors. So you've come back, so you must have loved it. That was my creation.
Oh no. Can you at least tell us how to maybe? Is there any way to just destroy these things? Like, are you trying to research just what they are, or are you trying to exterminate them? Because this poor town doesn't seem like it's benefiting from them at all.
Oh no, the town is not benefiting from them in any way whatsoever. They've asked for me to find a way to lift this strange curse on their town, but curses take time. They take a bit of a finesse to try and remove. I need to carefully remove such a powerful curse placed in an entire settlement, as it were. Curse on one person? Child's play. Curse on a whole bunch of people? It could be done. But, whole town? That's gonna take a while, and it is proving rather difficult.
Is it a curse, or is it just like a portal's open somewhere? Because I thought Fae don't usually show up in this realm.
Well, the Fae can come here, but they can stick around for however long they want. These guys make their own portals. They can pop through whenever they please. At least from what I can tell.
So what's making them stay here?
I don't know. They just
Question:
like screwing with people.
how much have you been affected?
Oh, they're all over the place. I mean, they just pop up and they screw up my experiments all the time.
So
How's
protection has not been an effective measure for you.
Oh no. I mean, I try some protective wards every once in a while, but I have to, put a little extra juice into them to keep them working and whatnot. I've just refreshed mine today, actually.
It's like I gotta just nudge toward the birds. Like, perhaps you should be able to. Perhaps you'll be able to learn it.
I
Remember,
mean, that would certainly be useful. Would you be willing to teach me, Squellic?
Well, you're some sort of warlock, right? It would probably take you aeons to try and figure out the mysteries of the arcane.
I'm also learning to be a wizard.
Oh, are you now?
Yeah.
Well, I should be able to teach you a thing or two. Well,
Or
three.
three, because that's a better number.
Yes, you got me there. Three's probably the things that I would teach you. Or just one. I'll try and teach you my protective methods to try and keep the boggles at bay. Why don't the rest of you go explore the rest of the town while I entertain my new guest?
Okay. I will send Goose along with you guys so we can keep the number odd and potentially be able to keep in contact with me. So.
Now,
All
that's a lady after my own heart. He hops onto a stool next to you, and his robe kind of flows down it, so he kind of looks like just a tall person. And he's leaning on the counter. So, why don't we talk a bit of Arcana?
Okay.
all right, let's leave those two alone.
All right, you guys head out to explore the rest of the town. Heading down is pretty uneventful, although I will have each of you guys
I'll
make
take the lead.
perception checks.
where?
All right,
I
that's
still see nothing.
so. Mao is taking the lead. She is able to stop you guys before you get too far on the steps. There's some steps leading onto the first landing, but they're covered in grease. It would probably be very dangerous to go down them without a little extra care. And you guys kind of hold on to the hand railing as you guys descend. You're able to get past it, no problem. Probably something the Boggles left behind. Yeah, and you guys head down towards the bottom. As you descend the ladder, Mao, you're first to notice that your rowboat is nowhere to be found.
God fucking damn it.
After a quick look around, you see that it's drifting about 100 feet away from you.
I don't have made hands. Wait, I have the robe of the manta ray on.
You want to go swimming in this? Have at it. Gross.
Are you still attuned to that? I'm just wondering.
Actually,
I feel like you took that off last time.
I did took it off, and I haven't put it back on. So. Yeah, no, I'm not attuned to it right now. Yeah. No, I don't want to get that.
All right.
Mao, you got an arrow? We got rope?
I have flaming fire arrows from my cool bow.
Do you have any
it
regular
auto-
arrows?
Why would I keep the real arrows around? I have a flaming fire bow.
Or things are fire immune.
How far away is it? Could I use the... Okay, can we say I collected... Well, I probably would have collected the grappling hook anyway. But
It's about
can I
100
throw-
feet
can I
away.
throw that?
Here.
Could I throw that? Well, yeah.
Throw is
who's
like
best at
maximum
throwing?
like 60 feet. Like you aren't gonna get to it by throwing it.
Yeah.
All right.
How far away is the drift?
All right, you're not gonna do this. It's a Sterling Day. The Spirit Guardians. It's not like I gotta and let's just swim after it.
Okay. You create your spirit guardians and manifest them, and you guys kind of, unless anybody's staying behind, you get into the swampy water and start wading out towards the boat.
I'll do it. I'll bring it back in, and then we can all not everyone doesn't need to get wet.
Okay. Amon gets into the water as you guys stay behind on the ladder. Amon, as you're swimming through and swimming away from them, you guys see that there's just a bunch of fish like popping up out of the water behind him, all dead. Eventually, like a small like crocodile kind of like floats up near the surface and drifts away dead. Amon finally
Hey,
reaches
that's
it
dinner.
and then just kind of like waves to you guys and starts rowing back.
I'm gonna drag the crocodile onto the boat.
It's
Maybe
a
the
little far
locals
out
should
there.
use
Amon would have to bring it back towards
Oh,
you.
damn it. Okay.
Amon, if you're doing that, you can. Otherwise,
I mean, if he asks, sure.
Maybe the locals will want to trade it for something.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. A crocodile is a
The
decent.
hide is useful.
Yeah.
you pull it
Oh.
onto the boat. It's mostly the only thing that you're able to like recognizably see, and you drag it on. It's a normal-sized crocodile. It's not like a giant one or anything like that. One that would probably die to about 3d8s of damage.
Mhm.
And you start.
Fellow wisdom save.
Yeah. Man, didn't know what hit it. You row back to the rest of your party, and they are able to get inside of the boat. Mao, make a
I'm gonna
perception
start
check.
attuning to my my rope just in case I need it later.
Okay, yeah, you put the robe on. Mao, you look back and say, Zamasu, you might want to check yourself. And Zamasu, you look down, your boots have been tied together. You quickly untie them and step off into the rowboat.
I will burn this place to the ground. I hate it.
What an
About right.
eventful...
You've only been here twice.
I was dead the first time. I hate this more.
An
Well,
eventful
that's
climbing
your
of the
vein.
stairs and the ladder as you guys drift off. Where are you guys heading? Are you guys just exploring or heading to the tavern, the abandoned building that was mentioned? Where to?
I want to head to the tavern to trade away the crocodile and get some info, and then maybe ask about the abandoned building before we head over there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that order of events.
You guys head up towards the tavern.
Mal will be on point to like just kill everyone.
and
Awful.
Crash, do you have enough gold to inscribe the spell to the spell book, right?
Oh yeah, I have plenty.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
It's not very long before you guys get to the tavern. You get onto this little dock space, like right there, and you're able to. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Right there. And you're able to start climbing up the stairs. Mao is able to easily see that there is a lot of like goo on the stairs. This time it's a sticky sort of goo, unidentifiable, but you're able to skirt around it. And yeah, you guys make it to the top of the stairs. Meanwhile, let's do a random... Mao, make a dex save.
Fuck you, bitch.
The sign for the sinking feeling falls out of its post and lands nearby you, before falling flat on the ground. But you were able to duck out of the way of it.
That sign?
Yep.
I throw it in the water.
You kick it off the thing into the water, and it starts floating away. Okay. You guys head into the sinking feeling. Just want to get to my notes. There. You open the door. There's, as much as this music sounds nice, there's no music whatsoever. There is a simple tavern with a bar in the center of the room.
I'm bringing the crocodile, by the way.
You're hefting the crocodile. That's fine. Everybody kind of like turns towards you. It looks like there's a pair of halflings sitting at the table, both drunk out of their minds, and another young woman who's like bringing food to them, and a man behind the bar wiping it down. They all like look at you as you drag in a crocodile, and incredulous as you just slop it onto the ground. What the heck are you guys doing here?
We're here to figure out what's the deal with your boggles, because they kind of piss us off.
Boggles? Well, I guess you've come to the right place. I'm Darby, and this is the Thinking Feeling. I'm sorry for the mess. It's we haven't needed to clean up for a while. Hey, you guys get out of here and clean yourselves up. He shoos the halflings away as one of them like holds the other one up, and they like walk off into the inn up above.
Darby, it's fine. We've seen worse. Don't worry about it.
Would you be interested in a crocodile? It has good meat and nice skin.
We'll trade for booze and food.
This thing should probably feed you guys for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'll do it. Hunting's hard enough with these boggles around. Yeah, just give it to shit, what was the cook's name? Fuck, I don't remember.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Give it the cookie.
Oh my god.
The woman heads over to you and says, "I'll take that. If you don't mind. Maybe chop it into a few pieces first, or
Let me help you with that. I
well,
can
take it outside." And she like opens the door and like moves past you to like go outside. You drag it outside, and you can see that she had like a bandana on her head, but it's not there anymore, and her hair's like fallen down. And she's just grabbing her head like, "God damn it! Where did boggles?" And then you are able to like start chopping up the thing. Yeah, the rest of you are inside of the bar. Darby is a sort of middle-aged guy. He's got a bit of a potbelly, like shaggy hair, but balding in the front, brown hair, and he's got like an eye patch on covering one of his eyes. He's covered in bruises and scars all over his body. So, what can I do you for, since you brought us this croc and all?
I'm chopping the croc. What do you guys say?
I want booze. I already mentioned that. Booze and food.
All right. I'll just get you whatever you want. Okay.
No swill piss stuff. Something at least kind of above average, somewhat.
Well, the main thing that we serve here is bog caper brew, bog brew. It's made with bog capers. They sort of pop up with the boggle slime. That wizard taught us how to make it.
Uh-huh.
Trust me, it's better than you think.
Uh-huh, sure.
I'll take up on your offer.
Thur. And he opens a cask and then just starts dumping out stuff into these old-looking leather cups and slides it over to you guys. Here you go, and one for your friend when he gets back. And I'll have the cookie get you set up. And he heads off into the back and starts doing some initial prep work. And then he comes back after Cookie's done cleaning the crock, at least in a preliminary fashion. Zamasu, you kind of take the pieces out towards the side, like along that balustrade. There's another area where there's like a big kiln for cooking, high off of the ground, like coming out of the water. And I'm gonna need you to make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a dex save.
Great.
Ooh, that's a
Did I
little.
get shoved into the oven?
That's a good idea. But sadly, no. Hold on. Okay, so that's actually fine. You are able to... Actually, no, that's not fine. As you're walking along and following Cookie, you hear a little... and then, before you even have time to think, your boot flies up over your head as you slip and fall on your back. Some of the crocodile parts fall into the water that you were carrying, but you managed to hold on to most of them. But the head is now crawling away of its own accord. You can see two little rubbery blue feet popped out from beneath the crocodile's head as it runs towards the edge of the balcony.
I'm gonna try and dodge for it. Or I'm gonna throw a hammer at that thing.
Okay, you drop your stuff and grab for your hammer and toss it at the creature. You do hit it. Deal damage. You deal 5 bludgeoning damage, and you just hear a thud as the crocodile's head falls off and reveals the boggle underneath. It's a little dizzy, and it just falls out off of the balcony into the water.
Wait. Can I... I was gonna try and hold person it.
Unfortunately, you didn't have enough time. You already made an attack. Also, you took 4 bludgeoning damage from the slipping and falling.
Great.
Cookie helps you up. Are you okay there?
Yeah. How do you guys live with these things?
Lots of bandages.
I mean, what's keeping you guys here in particular? What's so... I don't mean to be bragging, on your home, but what is so special about this place? Because there was a time when this wasn't boggle infested, right?
Yeah, of course. We've just kind of learned to live with it. We've tried fixing it, tried, trying to wish him away, trying to will him away, pray him away, and now we got this wizard trying to wizard them away, whatever that means.
It's a slow boiling pot, Zimosu.
I guess. But I mean, why still stay in the town at this point?
Well, where else are we gonna go? Relocate the entire town? The bogs would probably just follow us.
So they do seem to... When we left here, they didn't seem to follow us, although I was a corpse, granted, at that time.
Well, they don't
Don't
seem to
know.
follow travelers, but they seem to like our town, and I can't imagine they wouldn't all just follow us if we left.
Hmm. Is it any better at nighttime?
Well, it is nighttime now.
Oh no. Is the tavern at least kind of nice to rest?
Well, I hope you have a good night's rest.
Thanks, Cookie. I'm looking forward to it.
She starts further cleaning the crock with you nearby as she starts preparing a meal. You see Darby come by and with a bunch of cut herbs and spices and root vegetables and hands them to Cookie. Here you go, dear. Oh, thanks. And she starts cooking. You can go back in if you want to. Darby heads back inside.
Yeah.
And yeah, you go back inside. The rest of you are there with Darby, and your bog brew is there waiting for you.
And nothing can kill me. I take a giant swig of it real fast.
Right. The rest of them have sort of already partaken. Have you guys drank of the bog brew? No. Also, we couldn't hear you, Allie.
I'm definitely just sniffing it.
Okay. It smells very salty and bitter. It's got like
Oh, that's a horrible combination.
yeah,
Oh,
kind of smells like bog water.
Yeah. I just leave it on the counter. I'm not even gonna touch it.
And Amon, you had some?
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna see if it's an acquired taste, and I'm acquiring the taste.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You dunk it down, and it kind of slides down your throat in an unsettling way. You are gonna make a Constitution save.
All right, this is what I get for being hospitable.
Do I have to make a Constitution save?
Sure.
Oh, it's not. It doesn't count as poison.
It's kind of a poison.
This tastes good.
He likes it better than I do. Damn.
Well, Zamasu, you kind of have an advantage on this. As you guys drink it down, it does taste as it smells. There's a lot of like
Never want to hear those words.
there's floating little white kind of florets in it, and it gets you pretty tipsy, but you're able to hold your own. Especially Zumasu, you're fine. Although, Amon, you do spit out what appears to be a snail shell that was just, like, in the drink at the bottom of it.
Is it a sea snail or is it just
It's like
an
a
actual?
It's like a swamp snail kind of deal.
Okay, then I toss it. If it's a regular snail, it's just gonna crunch through it, but it can't crunch through that.
I'm gonna ask for regular glasses, and I'm gonna pull out a bottle of wine.
If that's what you want, but we don't have glasses here. And he just hands you a leather cup. Because, the boggles.
Oh, that's a fair point. I mean, if you have some, I'll be willing to share this with you guys if you want to just talk over what happened to the guys that disappeared before.
Guys that disappeared before? You talking about, Devlin?
Yeah, like why is it he was the one that was, disappeared versus everybody else? Because I gotta assume that you guys get frustrated at the boggles, maybe lash out. But why was he the one? Like,
We don't know.
why'd they go after him?
If he did something, nobody was around to see it, and he's not around anymore to ask. Also, I don't know why I've lost my lisp.
It's so harder
You drank
to
it
do than
away.
you think.
Yeah, he's a lucid drunk. What did you say again, Sumasu?
Where was he? Where he was seen at that building by the outskirts last?
Yeah. Just in the western part of town.
Was he just like a normal citizen? Like, I'm surprised that somebody could catch one of these things.
Well, he used to be one of the hunters around this place, but we all sort of hunt ourselves, try and get food and ruffle and stuff. We don't get too many merchants or visitors. I think we haven't had any for a few months. Not since that Kenku and that dwarf came by.
Yeah. Has anybody gone to like check out his building? The place he was before?
Not really. I don't think anybody's gone over there.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe that Kenku and that dwarf were snooping around. I didn't really keep track of them.
Fair enough.
Okay.
How much is it to stay a night at the tavern?
Oh, it's just 8 silver. 8 silver a head.
Okay.
Boy.
Boom Crash. So Squelic is leading you around his premises while Noodle is carefully following you. he's going over and showing you all of his little experiments going on. Most of it's like going over your head. He's just and over here we've got a flask of boggle juice, and we're just adding a bit of this eye of newt and a bit of wormwood, trying to get it to react in such a way that it'll do a little bit of a reveal a bit of the weave to us and show us just exactly how this curse is working. And we go on here, and I've done some notes taking over here. Every third word is a bit wonky, but it's just because of my spelling. If you see here in these symbols, and he just keeps going on and on, I'm gonna have you make an Arcana check, Boom Crash.
Okie dokie.
As he's going along, he's doing a lot of talking, but it seems like he's doing a lot of bullshit. Like, it doesn't seem like any of this is really that arcane. A lot of it's just like a sort of smoke and mirrors. Like, there's magic going on,
Well,
but
he is a illusionist.
but the stuff he's telling you is complete and utter bullshit. None of this has anything to do with arcane theory. None of this has anything to do with, like, teaching you a spell. It seems like he's deliberately trying to confuse you.
Okay.
Because you're
This
not a
is
real
all
wizard.
very fascinating, Squellic, but
Why,
I was
thank you.
actually hoping that we could talk about getting a new spell in my spell book so I can protect myself as well as my flock.
Yes.
Because this
of course.
doesn't necessarily seem to be relevant to the task at hand.
Yeah. Well,
I'm actually kind of surprised because if memory serves, last time we talked, you were an illusion and enchantment specialist, not an abjuration specialist.
well, wizards, we dabble in everything, really. Why don't we? We just, sprinkle a little bit of magic here and there, You're a dabbler of the wizarding sorts as well. You've got your weird warlocky shit and got that weird wizardy shit going in there.
Mm-hmm.
We all dabble. But yeah, I can try and teach you a bit of a spell. Tell you what, why don't you just take a look over here at one of my spell scrolls that I've been working on, and we'll be able to get you hooked up.
That sounds great. I'm going to do a sense motive check. Wait, insight check.
Sure.
I believe him. Let's go.
Well, you don't sense anything telling about what he's telling you. You have your own beliefs or whatever. But you don't know with certainty. He's either coming off as uncertain, or he's uncertain if he'll be able to, like, teach you, or whether he's bullshitting you, or whether something else is afoot. He heads over and he starts looking through a bunch of, like, papers on the table, and eventually he finds one. Here we go. This one should be just effectively what we need for a boggle protection curse. Well, anti-curse. Anti-curse protection ward abjuration word. And he hands you the scroll. You start looking it over. Make a new Arcana check.
Fingers crossed.
You start looking over the thing, and it looks to be definitely some form of arcane magic. You're getting the sense that it's some sort of abjuration magic, but it is very, very difficult. Looks like there's a lot of, like, strange loops back in on themselves. You can see that there's like 8 different like channels that this thing is going down and just looping back within upon itself. You're not really sure what to make of this scroll. It looks like it's too difficult for you to decipher.
Damn it.
Is something wrong?
This might be. Would you mind walking me through this a little bit? Because I haven't really encountered anything like this before. It seems like it's looping back on itself, and it's a bit more complicated than something I've approached on my own. Would you be willing to walk me through it?
Oh dear. I'm sorry. I guess I needed to get you something a bit more your speed.
I'm still holding on to the scroll. It's like, okay, we can start there.
Well, if I could just have that back, I'm gonna need it to show you.
I lay it out on the table and I keep my little talent on it. And I'm like, okay, then yeah, let's walk through it.
Okay, sounds good. And he hops up onto the table and he starts like doing some little prestidigitation action, looping it around and like drawing out little ley lines. And he starts going through this arcane theory to you, and it seems to be going on for a while. Mao, Zumasu, and Amon, you guys are at the tavern still, after hearing this information from Darby, and getting rooms from him. What do you guys do?
Can we leave? I don't feel like eating or touching anything here.
It'd
Like,
be great.
I know I don't usually seem like I have standards, but I have some standards.
I pass Mao a little bit of the wine bottle. Okay, we'll have a sip of this, and then we can go check out the building.
Can just starts chugging it.
You start chugging
I'm
the
glad I
wine.
brought extras.
Since you're chugging the wine, I guess make a Constitution check. Save.
So you don't choke.
That's fair.
It's less drunk, more choking. Drink
Sorry.
through your mouth hole, not your breathing hole.
So you do get a little tipsy. You're probably going to be effectively poisoned for about an hour.
If we need it, I'm just gonna ask them also to like not make me poisoned.
Do you want me to make you unpoisoned?
Nope.
Are you-
For now, I need this. I need this right now.
Oh no,
Okay.
I need this. I need this now. You've sort of blinded yourself a bit to numbed yourself to the world around you. Meanwhile, Cookie comes in. Soup's on, everyone. Well, it's not soup. It's a bit of
Stew?
pink. It's a bit of pink goose for you. And she sets down these plates filled with like this these chickens or like goose. They are like pheasants of some sort, but they're completely and utterly like purple and covered in like sage leaves. It smells very like earthy.
I'm gonna take mine to go.
All
Damn.
right. I guess you can go. I mean, you exchanged for it, so it's yours. Yeah, just don't drop it in the water.
What happens if we drop it in the water?
You won't be able to eat it
I
unless you
guess
want
that's fair.
thwomp water.
No. No. All right. No.
Okay. I guess I just asked for what would even be a to-go thing. I just take some.
We don't have a to-go thing. It's the platter of goose.
Just carry it with you. That's how you take it to go. Come on.
Pick up the chicken and take it with me. I have a plan for this.
All right, you guys grab your geese and head out.
I'm gonna take a bite of it to just see how it is.
Sure.
Dan, you know those like anime trope of like a girl late in the morning carrying a bread in her mouth as she's running to school.
This is me with a piece of
A whole
juice.
chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Little mutton leg.
you have a bit of the goose. You'd like tear off a drumstick and start eating it. It has a bit of an earthy taste to it and an herby sort of thing after it. You can notice that its central cavity is filled with like chopped up beets, as well as the sage smell reaching your nostrils, probably giving it its pink flavor or pink appearance. From
So
the
it's
pink
actually
juice.
not terrible.
No, it tastes pretty good.
Okay. Actually, this ain't half bad. I was thinking maybe we could use this as bait once we get to the abandoned building. I don't know, maybe they like goose. Over there.
Alright, so you guys get inside of your rowboat. It looks like it has managed to stay in place. You guys have tied a better knot this time, and it looks like somebody's messed with it, but they weren't able to untie it. And you guys are able to head out into the rest of Keever's Baile. As you're going along, you do pass by probably the herbalist, where Jorist is. That's who Booncrash had seen before, but there's just a whole bunch of like herbs sitting out in front of this tall stilt house, with a ladder reaching up to it. Jorist is about, and just kind of like patting a boggle on the head as it walks away with a bunch of berries in its paws, and he kind of like looks over at you guys as you are just sort of drifting past.
We see him patting a boggle on the head and nothing bad happening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Wait, hold on, guys. What the hell was that? You guys see that boggle? They gave him berries. Paddle over that way. I'm gonna start making the boat for that way.
Can I, like, trying to keep my eye out for more boggles and shit?
Sure. Make a perception check.
I'm gonna wave my turkey at the guy as I'm like, hey, you over there. Can you answer some questions?
Sure. Come on in. He waves you towards the ladder.
Alright. Hey, you there. How did you interact with the boggle? Every interaction so far has been one where they've been doing something and we can only catch a glimpse of them. But I just saw you hand them some berries?
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes they take food and coin, and sometimes they won't bother you. But you guys look to be newcomers, since I don't know who you are. Perhaps they're just taking a shining to you.
But what is it, like the boggle will leave a note, or does he just show up and you give him berries? Like, how do you get him to not bother you?
Well, it's kind of just a feel-it-out thing. Like,
He means let me kill them. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
kill them? If you kill them, they're never gonna leave you alone.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Well, we are trying to figure out how... Like, why are they staying here? Is it because people are feeding them?
Oh, no. We're feeding them because they're here, not the other way around.
What about those berries you gave them? Or do they have a shining to that?
Oh yeah, that's a relaxing sort of drug. I keep it, but most people don't use it unless they're really feeling shit from the boggles, because the boggles really like the stuff. But I mostly sell home remedies for like snake bites and, well, mostly for bruises and cuts and scrapes.
Wait, you're telling me you have something that gets the boggles high?
Well, it gets people high too. I assume it does the same for the boggles.
How much you got of that stuff?
I want some.
Well, I just gave a bit to the fine boggle over there, but I suppose, sure, we can do business. Come on up.
I'm gonna finish my turkey real quick, and then I'll climb
You're
up the
gonna
ladder.
finish the entire turkey?
Just give me drugs.
I'm gonna roll to see if I can eat this turkey quickly.
Make a constitution check. Yeah, that's a check than a save, but so that's like -4. But you start trying to choke down the thing, and you're just eating this thing, and it's a lot of food. I mean, yeah, you were hungry, but like it's a lot of food. Entire goose filled with like root vegetables. And as you're trying to eat of this thing, make a perception check.
Oh god damn it! I'm trying to buy the drugs. I ain't seeing shit.
As you're eating away at this thing, the central cavity opens up as a hand emerges from it, and
What the fuck?
another hand crawls out, and it spreads open the cavity of the goose a bit, and then a boggle's head comes forth. It blinks at you before kissing you on the lips, and then disappearing back inside of the goose's cavity. Your mouth is covered in a sticky goo. It's kind of
Did I curse
reminiscent.
again?
It's kind of reminiscent of that bog brew muck that you had drank back at the tavern.
I'm gonna throw the turkey in the ocean. God damn it!
Boggles ruined everything! You throw the goose out into the water. The jurist is up there and he's just kind of giggling at you. You sure you want to attract the boggles? They seem to be attracted to you already.
We're going to try.
Right, well, come on up. And Mao's already up there, Amon's already up there if they want to be. And he is willing to sell you these relaxing berries. And he's willing to part with them for... They're a bit rare and they don't have too much use, so they kind of average out. Probably about a gold piece for a small, handful of them.
Okay. Can I give him 10 gold pieces?
Well, he doesn't have that much. He probably has enough for maybe 3 gold pieces worth. 3 handfuls.
I'll buy 3 handfuls.
Alright. Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is pretty much all that I have left. I'll keep a little bit on hand just for my own purposes, but here you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna take 1 berry and eat it.
Oh, right in front. Okay. Maybe you should get down
I might not look like it, but I have a pretty good constitution.
Oh, okay. Well, if you say so. Just, why don't you head out before the boggles show up again?
Fair enough. How does the berry even affect me?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Can I choose to fail it just to see if it does?
I'm gonna say you can't really help it.
I can't really help it.
Yeah, it has nary an effect on you. You get a little bit dizzy and relaxed, but it doesn't seem to do much. It's more like a Tylenol than like a drug.
Yeah, I took some NyQuil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a handful to each of you guys, so Mao and Amon, you both have a handful of berries in case they're useful later.
Much appreciated.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe we could use it when we go to the thing. Let's go to the thing.
Put it in my pocket. Let's go to the thing.
Okay, you guys head off into the... You pass by some livestock pens that are just... It's like an island with a fence around it and a whole bunch of livestock just all penned in one area. It seems like all of the cracks in the fence have been plastered up with mortar and mud, so that there are no gaps in between it. It seems relatively calm in there. You do see that there is a boggle riding a goat, but the goat doesn't seem to care. And you guys head on off to the abandoned building.
The goat is in on it. Kill the goat.
Boom Crash. We'll go back to you. Squellic has started to drag you through this big long lesson on arcane magical theory. Make a new Arcana check.
Oh, thank fuck it's not the natural one.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, ooh. So
He panicked.
he seems to be starting from the ground up almost. He's taking you through how the magic of the weave works, and how it interacts and what abjuration magic looks like. This is the basic symbol for abjuration, and to expound upon it, it creates different pathways through the weave and connects them to block off the other types of magic. And it seems like he's taking his sweet time to get you there. It would probably take you hours, if not weeks at this point. He's almost teaching you how to be a wizard.
Squellic, as much as I love this, could we stop with the basic magical theory and get to the specifics of this particular spell, please? Because I don't have months to learn this. I would like to learn this reasonably quickly.
Oh.
And is there a particular reason why you're stalling?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've just never seen a crow just as vibrant of plumage as you. And I was just trying to impress you with my knowledge. I was wondering if, maybe you'd be interested. And he...
Kill him. Kill him.
He just snaps a finger, and a small metal ball covered in like sequins starts to descend from the ceiling and starts to spin around,
Kill him now.
emitting light all over the place. He then whips off his blue robe and squats with his sort of paunchy belly. Just saw your spell slots go down. And he hops onto the table and he's like doing a paint me like one of your French girls poses. Perhaps we could do a little spell weaving ourselves.
I dispel. You know what? I'm just going to dispel the entire area and dispel magic. I have a girlfriend.
Okay, let me look at dispel real quick, because there's a few ways that this might go. Okay, it looks like you can't really target an area. It's just one creature, object, or effect within range.
Okay, then I'm going to target... Huh.
There's the disco ball,
Yeah.
There's Squellic, there's his various arcane stuff, there's his spell scroll, there's Noodle.
Oh my god. Noodle deals with enough shit. I don't want to do it to
But
Noodle.
what if Noodle is trapped as a ferret and he's not actually his thing?
Noodle has his face in his paw and he's like shaking his head back and forth at Squellic's display of machismo. So
and I don't want him to suddenly turn out to be naked in case his clothing is an illusion. So
he does have something underneath of his robes. He's basically in gnomish underwear.
I
Not
don't
that you
want to
asked.
find out anymore. I don't want to see anything else. I'm banishing the disco ball.
Okay. You snap your fingers and the disco ball disappears in a puff of smoke. The candles in the room also like flicker out, and he just kind of goes, well, and he snaps his fingers and the lights go back on. That was kind of rude, if you don't ask me.
Dude, you exposed yourself to me and hit on me without my consent. That's kind of a dick move.
Well, to be fair, you didn't say no yet. And he puts his robe back on and just kind of like ties it taut against his like pudge.
The answer is no. Absolutely and unequivocally. Can we keep this professional, please?
Of course, I'm nothing if not a professional. A professional wizard. And as wizards, we have no sense of right or wrong. But I do have a sense of you knowing your stuff. Why don't you come and look at my spellbook then, and I will be able to show you the real spell. Alright?
I appreciate that.
Okay. And he
Sorry, the gifts are perfect.
He hops off of the stool and shambles over to this little table, and he says, hey, you, sock puppet, go fetch the spell scroll, or the spell book. Yes, the spell book. Yes, it's over there. And the weasel, like, hops up onto the table and crawls over towards it. Doesn't look like he could reach it on his own. And it grabs the spell book and, like, starts pushing it towards the edge. And it lifts it up for you, Boon Crash.
Thank you, Noodle. I really appreciate it.
Make an insight check.
Oh, yep.
Okay. You say thank you to Noodle, and you look at the book, and Squellic goes, "It's on page 43. It's the glowing one." And you flip over to the page, and there's a strange symbol upon it that immediately begins to work some sort of magical power upon you. "Sorry, babe. It's just business." And you disappear.
God damn it!
And I think that's where we're going to pick it up next week.
Well, shit.
Kill all wizards?
Kill all wizards. Yeah, no.
Hey, you know
it's-
what? Hey, let's go back to town. Let's rest up, and then we can kill the wizard. And
Okay.
But we
That
have
would
to
be
find
great.
Boom Crash.
You can kill him and then find me, or
Granted,
torture him a little bit, kill him and find me. Yeah, it's
Granted, this is bad timing because we honestly are just like, we'll come back and get Boom Crash when it's after we investigate a little bit. So this might take a little while.
Does Boom Crash still have the earring? And Zimos
Yep.
still have the earring?
Well, we'll have to figure out what happens next time.
well, the
Yeah.
familiar
based on that.
familiar's with us, so
That's true.
yeah, something.
It could freak. Could it freak out?
We'll have to find out next time.
You won't know.
Oh no.
I hate this so much.
Thank you.
This is awful.
It's the highest compliment that you could ever pay a dungeon master. So yeah,
I'm gonna
thanks.
give you berries to make you feel better.
Oh, that'll hopefully help. So, everyone, thank you for watching. We'll be back for this campaign next Sunday at 9 to midnight Eastern Time. And for our Wednesday Undermountain game, you can catch that on Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And be sure to check out my book on Drive Through RPG. And I think that's it for the messages. Everybody, GG, have a good night, and see you next time.
Adios.
Good night, everybody.